All right. What's good? What's good? What's good? Hope everybody's wrong. Hope y'all didn't lose any money betting I was going to be any later than 3 minutes because I wasn't. Yeah. Let me get these lights out the way. Hold on, man. These lights are kind of bright. Kind of bright, kind of bright, kind of bright. What's good with everybody, man? What's good with everybody? Adrian Vent in the building. Salute to you, sir. What's happening? Barbara Davis, have not seen you in a while. If you listen to this video, I'm sorry. I know that you are the great peacekeeper, but I was thinking about you this morning. I woke up, I was like, I've not seen Barbara Davis. Barbara Davis, I hope that you're doing well. Just want to let you know you were on my mind this morning. Hope everything is going well for you. And, I apologize for having to be a little confrontational. I promise you I will never have to do that again. I hope not anyway. Adrian Vet in the building. What's going on, brother? Ox Steel, what's good, brother? He said the title got me cracking up. The Godfather of Ducks. Hey, man, I'm telling you, man. At least now we know it, brother. You got to take what you can take. Sometimes, you got to see, like, interesting thing about boxing in life is sometimes you never know when you're going to see an all-time great. Just never know. Like, one day, Tiger Woods, I saw something about Tiger Woods on TV. It's like, who is this kid? All of a sudden, man, you don't know. Wow, it's an all-time great. You know what I mean? When I was in high school, like I think it was my junior year in high school or something, people were like, whoa, the space shuttle Columbia blew up, right? Like, oh yeah, this is a space shuttle launch. And live on TV, it blew up. Like, you just never know. You know what I mean? Like 9/11, you just, whoa. Every once in a while, real things in life happen. It was like, man, you were there. Michael Jackson in 1985, Motown 25. I was a kid. I was like, wow. Everybody's like, did you see that? Man, whoa. All of that, right? So, this is not quite that big, but it is along the same line. We have witnessed an all-time great duck. You know what I mean? Like, people want to go to the Hall of Fame, man. Terence Crawford found a way to mark his name in the books, for sure. Because, man, ain't nobody going to tell me never that this is not the most blatant, unbelievable duck to take place in as far as I can know. And at least now people are really at least some people are, in my opinion, they may be a little slow, but at least now they're like, hold on, man. If you sign with Oscar De La Hoya to fight Rocha, and then Virgil Ortiz, and you ever expect that, man, please. That is never, ever, ever going to happen. And on top of all that other stuff, Errol didn't get a chance to spin the block. He left before he got a chance to spin back. See, spinning the block means, hey, okay, I'm going to come back around the block, but I got to leave the block first. So he goes around to go to Keith Thurman, and then has a gap in time in which he can negotiate with Terence Crawford. But if Terence Crawford goes over there to fight Alex Rocha, and he's looking to duck out. So, and that's just the later part of the duck. What's going on, DJOC? Chillville in the building. What's going on, man? Yeah, Bob Aaron was extremely right. Orlando Pearson, what's going on, man? Said, Charlo, shut up. Take a little less money. Be quiet. Humble yourself. Fight Errol Spence because he is stud. Hey, man. He said, nah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a lot, take less money, sign with Oscar De La Hoya, fight Alex Rocha because he's a bum. Nah, bro. Nah, man. Chillville in the building. What's going on, T. Orlando? Roland Riley in the building. What's going on, man? Mike Rhyme. Keys to the Game Boxing. What's going on? Be Easy. Justin Hawkins. S16 Sammy. What's happening? Marcus the Villain. Mr. Wimberly, what's happening? Ernie V, Dapper Douglas, Swirl Whirl in the building. What's good to every G5 game? Ain't seen you in a minute, man. What's going on? Asante L, Mr. Mahoney, Mr. Netter, what's going on? Auntie Black Cherry in the building. What is going on Auntie Black Cherry? Rick Timms, Kenneth Johnson. Let me slide down. Stone Alone in the building. Let me always give the gong to Stone Alone. Stone Alone stuck on permanent gong. Chillville stuck on permanent gong too. What's going on, Chillville? Aisha in the building. Fanon, I always label Canelo the biggest duck present day over Bud. Bud did it once to one fighter, while Canelo has been doing it for years versus multiple fighter. No. You got to understand, man. I am saying that this fight is the biggest duck ever. This fight is the biggest duck ever. This fight. Just like if all of a sudden, some basketball player scored 130 points in a game. He just struck fire. You're like, man, he may not be the greatest basketball player ever, but god dog, ain't nobody scoring any more points in a game than him. So nah, bro. Canelo has never done anything like all the different dynamics of trying to act like you're not, but you can't even get out of it. And you know what I mean? Like a B-side doing this, a B-side duck. First of all, it's a B-side duck. Like a B-side duck. Those are rare in and of themselves. To duck from the B-side, wow. You know what I mean? A B-side duck, those are rare. You know what I mean? Those are like albino gorillas having B-side ducks. He's entered an entirely new realm. A 50-50 duck, you know what I mean? Like those have happened. An A-side ducking, those happen a lot. Like Canelo's all A-side duck. To duck as the B-side, oh man, that's special. A GDOAT, greatest duck of all time. Crawford is on the run, track star. Man, you know that. Anthony Forbes in the building. What's happening with you, man? He said, hey, Fanon, tell him again. Charlo voice, I'm trying to tell you. You know what it is. I'm trying to tell you, that is like an albino gorilla of ducks. Like, it don't happen much. Like, wow. Like, like, hold on, man. How did that happen? It ain't going to live long, too. You know what I mean? It's the albino gorilla of ducks, bro. You've never seen anything like this. This is a once in a lifetime occasion. You know what I mean? It's like the Godfather movies. You know, for me, it's like the Godfather movies. That is the only movie that I can watch over and over and over and over and over again. Hey, G5 Gates and Fanon, I've been catching. Fanon, I've been catching a lot of replays of yours since I've been building my own channel. Continue the dope work. I'm here though. Hey, thank you, G5 Gabe. Hey, you got to do your thing. You got to grind, man. I understand that, man. Moved from San Francisco to Nebraska. What's that? Hey, thank you for that. Thank you for that support, man. Thank you for that support. But look, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today, man. Bud went from B side to C side to Z side. Look, man, he ain't a side. He ain't even negotiating, bro. The God of duck. I'm trying to tell you, man, this dude is the duck. Dude, seriously, he is the most blatant. Terence Crawford is the most blatant, unabashed duck that I mean, for real. I mean, just ain't no way. How you duck when you ain't got nowhere else to go? Like, how you duck when you ain't got, look, he was his own boss. Now he's going to work. Now he's literally talking about going to work for Oscar De La Hoya. Nah, Rick Timms. Nah, Rick. No, I'm trying to tell you, not this year he ain't. Not this decade he ain't. But okay. Nah, I know y'all want to pull him out. Dog, nah, man. Nah. Different type of duck. His duck consistency is stuck. I mean, yeah, his duck consistency is stuck. Showtime merging with Paramount means PBC is broke and ran out of. You're joking. Hey, Kick Science, you're joking. Don't say that to me. That's a joke. You can think about that statement yourself. First of all, Paramount owns PBC. Paramount owns Showtime. They're just merging operations. And PBC has nothing to do with Come on, man. Don't make me do that, man. Don't make me do that. Like, for real, don't make me do that. I don't want to do that anymore, man. I'm seriously, man. Come on, man. That's just sad. That's just, this is nothing new. Okay? That's not King. That's not King, bro. That can't be King. I think that's somebody I knew. That's Kick Science. Kick Science is not, no, that's not Blue. I will check to make sure Kick Science. I'll make sure Kick Science is now. No, that's Kick Science. No, that's him. That's the same Kick Science I always see. No, brother, no. That is no. Okay, first of all, PBC is not Showtime. Those are two different companies. Those are two different companies. Number two, Paramount is not merging with Showtime. Paramount already owns Showtime. This is the same thing that we've been telling you. They are talking about Showtime merging operations and no longer being a standalone entity. That is not the same thing as saying that they're not going to produce the same content. It's just very, very uneducated. It is, I don't understand. I mean, it is just, I don't even know what to say, man. Like, I don't even know what to say about that. It is, other than this, PBC is not owned by Showtime. So if Showtime merges with Paramount, why does that mean the PBC is going broke? But what they said is they are considering, and they probably will, merge operations, which is a way to cut costs, but still put out the same work, provide the same services. Showtime, the brand, and Showtime executives are probably not going anywhere. It may be available. They may show their stuff on Paramount.com. They may create something like, like HBO Max, where HBO Max now has Showtime and Cinemax. And look, man, it is just not very, it's just silly. It's just silly and completely uninformed, bro. So please, but again, please leave me out of that stuff, man. PBC does business with a direct competitor of Paramount, Fox. These ninjas are just ignorant. Look, Mo, this is what people are doing. They're just, that's all they're doing. They're just cutting costs. They're not, because if you have a secretary over here and a secretary over here, and you now merge operations, you don't need two secretaries. You just get rid of one secretary, right? That means instead of paying this person $50,000 and this $50,000, you're now just paying one person $50,000. That's it. That's it. You're just merging operations. I mean, breaking down one more time from OG. Seriously, man, I get tired of this because it's just slander. It's all it is. It's just slander. That's it. They know the people that say this, saying it the way that they're saying, all you know for sure is they have no clue how business operates. That's all you know for sure, is that the people that say that have absolutely no idea how businesses operate. They've never actually been in a company that was purchased by another company. Okay? That's not what they're doing. If you say it will no longer operate in a standalone, the word standalone is there for a reason. They will no longer stand alone. They will stand together. What will they bring together? Everything that they can, everything that is duplicative, everything that they have that they have two of, they will get rid of one of the two. That's what that means. But that doesn't stop people from just slandering other people, and saying things in order to make their argument work. That's all that is, man. That's all it is. Just pay. These guys are not financial advice. They are not business operations experts. They are not management consultants. They are not employed. They have never gone into a company and watched a reorganization. You know, they have reorganizations. If you have never experienced or been involved in somebody doing a reorganization, right? Or consolidation is it's a consolidation or a reorganization of an entity, of a business entity. But they're talking to you like they know that stuff. They don't know that stuff. They don't. So, I mean, they don't know it. So please, just simply put, for now, they are consolidating. Exactly. They're just consolidating. They're just bringing the things together. And whatever you have two of, you get rid of it. Or you see if you can repurpose it and use it for something else so that you don't have to bring on additional resources later, bro. They just don't know what they're talking about, man. They just don't know what they're talking about. I can understand why professional boxers and trainers listen to YouTube channels and they get frustrated. Like, what are you talking about? Like you've never been in a boxing ring. Anyway, man. Anyway, please don't do that to me anymore, man. I'm so tired of that, man. Like I said, I haven't seen Barbara Davis in a while because I had to stick my nose in something that was ridiculous. I don't want to stick my nose in ridiculousness anymore, man. It's just, if we can live and learn and progress, I'm okay with living and learning and progressing. But continuing to sell the idea that people have been selling for 7 years, that the PBC is going broke every other day. These are the same people that told you they didn't have money for fights last year, but all of a sudden they got money for fights all the way through May of this year. All of a sudden in this year, their entire card is stacked, but they were going broke. They were going broke in December, in November. They're literally not telling you anything that comes to fruition unless it's something that everybody already knew was coming to fruition. Bud is a certified grade A duck. He's going to finish my workout. Going to finish my workout while you cook, OG. Shout out to everyone banging that like button. About to rip that heavy bag. Thank you, brother. Much love in that super chat. Thank you for that support, bro. It's just silly, man. It's man, God dog. Look, Bernard, I got something coming out about something else, but trust me, if I say something about it, God dog, somebody will do it before I get to get it out. I never heard someone talk so tough and do anything and everything to avoid a fight. He's scary as hell. Dude, look, man, he never wants to fight. He does not want to fight that guy. He said he never sees that fight happening. He's not going to fight that guy. He's not going to take the chance of losing. And that's a true statement. He's not going to take the chance to lose. And don't tell me he doesn't think there's a chance of losing, because he said, I'm only going to fight. I need to fight we're not fighting in Dallas. It has to be a neutral site. Who turns down a fight in front of 60,000 people? Who does that? Who does that? Deontay Wilder said he'd go fight in Wembley Stadium against Anthony Joshua. We'll do it in a minute. Never said I need a neutral venue to make a fight with Anthony Joshua. Never said it. Charles Coleman, PBC gave Conor McGregor 120 million. They did not give him 120 million, Charles Coleman. That is a lie. Hold on a second, man. Let me check Charles Coleman, because I'm probably going to have to throw you out, because that is a very, very stupid thing to say. Therefore, I have to wonder if you're somebody that is dumb. And so I will check to see if you're king for saying that. No, you've been around since 2017. They did not give him 120 million. They sold 3.5 million pay-per-views at $100, at dang near $100, as far dang near $100 million. I mean, at $100 a pop. You're an idiot. No, they didn't give him not Chillville. No, don't even give into that stupidity. They did not give him that. He earned it off of the pay-per-views because the event sold. So since the event sold, he got paid off of the pay-per-views. They did not give it to him. He earned it. He earned the money. They did not say, here's $120 million. Come on over here and fight. They said, here, let's fight. And you will get a cut of what you sell. And that's how he got $120 million. So, Charles Coleman, you have to shut up for at least 10 minutes for stupidity, which means I see you. We're not going to listen to you. Man, I could care less. Man, y'all need to get up off all that stuff. I don't want to talk about dude today. He earned the money. He earned it. Hey, y'all, hit the like button, man, if y'all would not mind. Slow time in boxing. We got 450 people in here, roughly. We got, what, 430 in here, roughly. Would you guys mind hitting that like button, man? Would y'all mind hitting that like button? Yeah, I don't have any time for that. I don't have any time for silliness. You go on timeout if I catch you saying something silly. Conor McGregor sold, I don't know, 3.5 million pay-per-views with Floyd Mayweather Jr. He got $120 million off of because he sold that many pay-per-views. Thank you very much. Bud didn't sell anything because he didn't take the fight. Also, let's talk about how let's talk about how much more cojones Conor McGregor has than Terence Crawford, since you want to bring it up. The main thing about why Conor McGregor got that much money against Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Terence didn't is because Conor McGregor agreed to fight him. He agreed to fight a guy that is one of the best fighters, period. And he had never been in a boxing match before, and he still had enough to get into the ring with him. You got a guy in Terence Crawford saying he's number one pound for pound and wouldn't do what Conor McGregor would do. Wouldn't do what Manny Pacquiao would do. Wouldn't do what Manny Pacquiao would do. He wouldn't do what Yordanis Ugas would do. Wouldn't do what Manny Pacquiao wanted to do with Errol. Wouldn't do it. Manny Pacquiao, been over the hill, would still fight Errol Spence. Terence Crawford couldn't have found a way to do it. Oh, I never want that. Come on, man. This is the biggest. It's the God of ducks, bro. It's the God of ducks. Okay? It's so ridiculous, bro. Hey, what's going on, Boxing Truth? Conor sold the fight very much, man. Conor McGregor fought that man. Conor McGregor, I'm telling you, he won't do what David Avanesyan would do. David Avanesyan got in the ring with Terence Crawford. Terence won't get in the ring with Errol. Think about it. Think about it. I'm risking my life. I deserve more money. You're not risking your life like David Avanesyan was risking his life with you. So many of you guys, so many of y'all, Blessed 365. Hold on, I got to see Blessed 365's new picture. Blessed 365. Is that a San Francisco 49er? Is that the San Francisco 49ers right there? Is that the San Francisco 49ers? I don't even like football, but I watch y'all get smizzoked. I watch y'all get smizzoked. Man, you got a thing for that losing team. I swear. Hey, but San Francisco 49ers didn't duck, though. Got to give them credit for showing up to the game. Got to give them credit. Got to give him credit for showing up to the game. David Williams in the building. Hey, much love to Blessed 365. You know you're the number one. You know you're the number one Bud fan. Fanon, is it true Oscar taking risk on losing money by signing Crawford, knowing he's not a big pay-per-view drawer? He's on a budget. He's on a budget. He's on a budget. He's on a budget. He's already losing money. He's on a budget. But we'll see if he actually does it. See, because watch this. Bud is now dealing with somebody just as snaky as he can be. You trusting Oscar De La Hoya? Watch. Oscar De, let me show you something. Let me show you something. Let me show you a little something. Watch this. Watch this. Hey, y'all hit that like button, man. And thank y'all for supporting. Y'all are huge with the support. Thank you so much. Hold on, man. Y'all check this out. Canelo Alvarez refiles lawsuit seeking $280 million in damages from DAZN and Golden Boy. Alvarez signed a 5-year, 11-fight, $365 million deal with DAZN in 2018, but the lawsuit he filed was a breach of contract variety. There also has been disagreement about selecting opponents, although the mediation could address that. Then DAZN offered him a straight-up deal that could be worth approximately $20 million a fight. So, K. Gwen, I could care less. So what? So what? And so what? I am an evil spirit. I am. You know, whatever, brother. Anyway, so Mr. Pragmatic in the building said, good morning, Fanon. A little color to keep the channel going. Hey, thank you, Mr. Pragmatic. It is needed. Thank you, brother. Thank you for the support, bro. Shift my. Hey, thank you, Mr. Pragmatic. Miss Chef, what's up, Fanon? I watch the channel always now. My 10-year-old listens and watches with me. Now you're ready to develop his glove game. Thank you, Hey, Chef Muhammad. Hey, that's what's up. That's my pleasure. Say what's up to your son, to your 10-year-old for me. Anyway, man, let me tell you something. Can y'all please leave all the soap opera stuff away from me? I'm not into soap opera stuff, okay? I don't want the soap opera. All right? No, not interested in the soap opera, brother. Not interested in the soap opera. I have my opinion. If you don't like my opinion, that's just what it is. I don't understand why you guys care about my opinion. It's my opinion. You have your opinion. I have my opinion. What's evil about me having my opinion? My opinion is very sound in my from everything that I can see. Hey, what do you think of DAZN putting pressure on Oscar? Do you think the zone is putting pressure on Oscar? I don't know. I don't know. I just think Oscar De La Hoya is trying to find a way. To get better fights. He only has 2 fighters. He's got 2 fighters. He's got Virgil Ortiz and he's got Ryan Garcia. That's it. He doesn't have any real good fights he can make. So if he can convince them to put some money up on Terence, and Terence can get their name up by, doing that, I mean, maybe something's in it for them. Sean Clark said, OG, 100 OG, Bud ain't taking any more risks than anyone else who gets in the ring with EJ. Fire had to come out of the gloves for that one. Oh, I had to come out the gloves for that one. Hey, thank you, Sean Clark. That dude is silly. These guys, oh, Barbara D, there you go. Hey, Mark, I'm going to make sure I get to Barbara D. Hey, Barbara D, I was worried about you. But I'll tell you why I was worried about you in a second. Thank you so much for that support, Sean G. Yeah, but let me address that real quick. Absolutely. He's risking his life. If you go and you fight somebody that is a mismatch, you are making somebody else risk their life for less money. David Avanesyan risked his life for way less money. And Terence Crawford's life is not more valuable than David Avanesyan's life. And David Avanesyan, for a lot less money, took a much bigger risk with his life than Terence Crawford would with Errol Spence, because Errol Spence and Terence Crawford are roughly equal competitors. It's not an even fight with David Avanesyan. And David Avanesyan didn't get anywhere near the money that Terence Crawford did. So, like I said, these people are hypocrites. What's good for them is not good for other people. When you talk about Terence Crawford and Terence Crawford deserving equal money with Errol because he's risking his life, what about David Avanesyan? What about Alexis Rocha? What about the fact that Sean Porter was risking his life and Terence Crawford demanded 60-40 in a purse bid because he didn't want to get into a negotiation and have it even be based on how much ticket sales you did and how much money your fights brought in. Because Sean Porter would have been that Sean Porter had the bigger pay-per-view with Errol. Right? So, nah, man, that's just, you're just talking. Similarly, all you guys with that stuff with a certain lightweight undisputed champion, with how he can demand anything he wants because he beat George Kambosos. Let me repeat that. He can demand anything he wants from Lomachenko because he beat George Kambosos. He beat George Kambosos. That means he demands anything he wants, he gets. But Tank can literally make more money, bring in more money for a fight against a tomato can. And I'm not talking about figuratively a tomato can. I mean literally a tomato can. You can stick a tomato can in that ring and have Gervonta Davis kick it around and still outsell Devin Haney. So, but he doesn't deserve to continue to make his money that he earned. You all have one standard for one person and another standard for another person, which is by definition hypocrisy. And you guys will lose every single solitary time as long as I can do that to you. As long as I can point to you saying something's the rule for him, but it ain't the rule for him. And you're going to have to explain why it's different. Well, it's different. Devin is undisputed. Really? Jermell Charlo is undisputed. Does that mean he gets to tell Terence Crawford or anybody else exactly how much money they get to earn by fighting him? Because he's undisputed? No. And watch that whole when Lomachenko, when Kambosos, I don't even want to get into it. Y'all know y'all hypocrites. George Gray said, great point with Snake's comment about Bud and Oscar. They deserve each other. George Grace, much love in that super chat, brother. Let me see that picture. Oh, hey man, Hey, shout out to you, counselor. Barbara G said, hey, Martin in the chat. I read there maybe no boxing competition in 2000, no Olympic competition in 2024 and 28. Google it if interested. Oh, I saw that. They're so crooked. They're so crooked. Amateur boxing is so crooked that the Olympics are going to try to put them out. And guess what? They want to make a professional belt. The organization that is so crooked that the Olympics want to put them out now wants to go into professional boxing. Been crooked. Hey, much love, Barbara D. Thank you for your support. Also, I know that you're a peace-loving person, and I had a little bit of an altercation, but the altercation was very, very necessary, believe me. So anyway, I was concerned about you, and I'm glad to see you. Thank you. Thank you for coming to the chat today, Barbara D. Thank you, because you've been on my mind. Keys to the Game Boxing Channel said, been on and off due to work, so I haven't been active, but I'm here. What's up? Keep up to the gang. What up to the gang? Keep killing them for not. Hey, thank you, brother. And seriously, man, I will. I don't have a problem doing it because I'm not killing them. I'm talking to y'all. They're just listening. This is seriously. He said, wow, yeah. They're so crooked. They're so crooked that they're so crooked. Dude, let me tell you, no other sport in the Olympics has the robberies and the blatant robberies and scandals that boxing has in the Olympics. And then you got the Russians doping so heavy. You got the Russians doping so heavy, right? That they're like, look, nah, man, we can't do this anymore. I'm sorry, man. This is, having professionals compete is one thing, but you guys are cheating on a level that is just unheard of. So sorry, we got to throw you out. You're too crooked. You're too crooked. Hey, much love to my man, Mr. Eubanks, in the building. Much love in that Cash App, brother. Thank you for that support, man. I mean, it is what it is. They'll still have world championships and all of that stuff. But guess what? If they don't have the Olympics, better for pro boxing in America for me. No, I'm going to tell you, I think that the Olympics is a great thing for amateurs, but since they're screwing over Americans like it ain't nobody's business, good. You have the world championships. You can have the world championships, the Pan Am Games. You can have all those other amateur competitions. And then after that, nobody gets to the pros, getting to claim that they're Olympic gold medalists and all this stuff when they're ripping off and screwing over American fighters. Fine for me, because I'm an American boxing fan. You ever listen to Errol Spence Jr.'s father and those guys talk about what it's like to be an American fighting overseas in those tournaments and how much they can't stand Americans in those foreign tournaments and want them to lose and go out of their way to rob them? Errol Spence Jr. was robbed, and then they got robbed so bad they had to change the decision and let him get back in the ring because they're like, nah, dog, that's way too much. He wins a lopsided. My understanding is he won a lopsided fight, and they announced the other guy won. And so they're like, oh no, that's too much. Let's wait to rob him in the next round. So like nah, bro. So trust me, good for him. He said, hey, Passionate Punch said, I love this morning boxing talk. Shout out to Fanon and the Boxing Channel. Boxing family. Thank you, brother. And thank you to everybody supporting in the super chat, brother. It is necessary to keep the channel going, bro. Good morning, boss. Just wanted to show some love. I frequent your channel often. Always great content. Thank you, Hunter on the Hunt. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Hunter on the Hunt. Roy got robbed the worst. Floyd got robbed. And then these guys leave the Olympics and wind up being easily the best fighters in the world. But they can't advertise the Olympics. Some of their biggest fighters can't advertise the Olympics because the only advertisement they have is that the Olympics is a ripoff. Do you know what I mean? So I could care less. He said, makes sense. Thank you. For now, what's happening? Lon's in the building. What's going on? I ain't seen you in a minute, man. What's good with you? Yeah, man. So, yeah, I'm not tripping on the Olympics. Goodbye to the Olympics as far as I'm concerned. Whatever. Go pro. You know what I mean? Yeah, Shakur too. Go pro. Because these kids, these American kids can't win. Can't win because of the crookedness. So, no. Whatever. They're still investigating the 2016 Olympics. Yeah, so, dude, there's no way, man. Get out of here, man. Good job. I hope they don't. Like I said, I hope they don't. Because go pro. You know what I mean? And go pro. And then you're going to have kids getting, and then, you know, how is ESPN gonna sell some of these fighters that ain't fighting nobody? Well, they're an Olympic gold medalist because they sign all the Olympians. And then they wind up not fighting anybody for years. At least that's my take. Anyway, boxing will be part of the 2028 Olympics in the second round. I don't know what the second round means. Go said, oh, that's not for me. Oh, Andy Cruz did win that fight. Andy Cruz beat him. Yeah, I saw that fight. Andy Cruz definitely beat him. You talking about Keyshawn Davis. Yeah, Andy Cruz won that fight. Nah, Shakur's dude was not robbed. Andy Cruz didn't get robbed. I mean, Keyshawn Davis didn't get robbed, bro. Most people who are from smaller nations always get robbed in the Olympics. Anyway, man, look, I don't want to get into this Olympic conversation. Let's get back to this boxing. So, like I said, man, I don't understand why y'all so concerned with my opinion. My opinion is my opinion. You guys have the right to do whatever you want to do, but you don't have the right to control my mind. I know full well Terence Crawford is done. There's no other logical conclusion than Terence Crawford does not want to fight Errol Spence. It's the only logical conclusion. Also, the only logical conclusion about a certain undisputed champion is that he fights for money. That is primarily for money. Okay? That is the only logical conclusion, is that you fight primarily for money. Okay? And anything to the contrary is what you young people call cap. Okay? It's cap. You fight for money. Don't act like you don't fight for money. You fight for money. Like everybody else. You work for money. That's your job. You fight for money. Let's not try to throw on the morality cap and say, I'm fighting for the championships. I'm fighting to me, all of that. I'm fighting for legacy. I'm just singing for the love of the music, but then not show up to the concert. I'm singing for the fans. I'm not singing for the money. Where's my money, or I'm not going on stage? Let me give you that illustration. I'm singing for my fans. I make the music for my fans. I'm here tonight because I want to sing, because I want to sing. I want to sing for you all. I love y'all. But 5 minutes before that, you're like, give me my money or I'm not coming in. Give me the money or I'm not coming in. But I'm doing it for the fans. Give me my money or I'm not coming in. Bro, you are fighting for the money. Okay? You're fighting for the money. You stop trying to have it both ways all the time. All right? Stop trying to have it both ways. Stop trying to have your cake and eat it too. And don't pay old boy so much. Look, man, you cannot have your cake and eat it too. Do you know what that means? I have some water. It's right here. Here's the water. I drink all the water. Do I have any more water anymore? No. I cannot drink all my water and still have it in this cup. If I drink it, it's not in the cup. You cannot have your cake and eat it too. Okay? You cannot be all about money and be all about legacy at the same time. Yes, money is always the motivation. Yeah, yes. Oh, let me put it this way. Money is the primary motivation. It's the primary motivation. Everything else is a nice to have, right? But the money is the primary motivation. So if somebody is making money and that's their primary motivation, they're not doing anything wrong. If Gervonta Davis tells you flat to his face, to your face, you don't honestly believe that, do you, Fanon? I feel like the fight has been made and the latest news is just people talking about the fight. Tony T, put a pause on it for a second. Okay? Yes, I do believe that. I do believe money is his primary motivation, and he's trying to get more of it. And they are trying to talk about it in the public to get it to happen. Okay? They like to negotiate in the public. This is already known. They don't have a very strong position. They don't have a very strong position. But they do have, what they do have is the ability to get out on YouTube and put everything in the public and use public pressure on someone. That's a negotiation tactic. The reason Gervonta Davis doesn't have to say anything is because Gervonta Davis has a monetary advantage. So he doesn't need to go out and talk. He doesn't need it. Why? Because I can show you my receipts. Look, I don't have to do this. You know how many pay-per-views I do. You know what my ticket sales are. What do I need to talk to you about? Nothing. Nothing. But if you don't have that, then what do you have? You have your mouthpiece. So you go and you get in a mic and you use influencers to try to influence to influence the people with the money, you all, Hunter Young, the people with the money that pay people to have an issue. You take it straight to the fans. Gervonta says, look, let me tell you what how the fans tell you that they like me. By buying my fights. By coming to my fights. That's how the fans tell you that. How can somebody that doesn't have the fans and doesn't generate the revenue, what can they do? They get on a microphone or a megaphone and they start yelling at all the fans and convincing the fans, no, he's the bad guy, I'm the good guy. He's the bad guy, I'm the good guy. That stuff. Okay? Right? That's what you do. And that's what they're doing with Lomachenko. So Lomachenko is sitting there like, when are we going to fight? And Devin says, I need more money. We're going to fight once you give me a little more money. Once you, or Bob Arum, once you give me a little more money, Bob. Once you give me a little more money. And Bob is sitting there like, okay, like I said, you'll be there on May 20th. And then what happens? Hey, Tim, call up Tim Bradley, call up Mike Coppinger. Hey, the negotiations are stalled. I'm not going to tell you why, but the negotiations are stalled. Then what does Tim Bradley do? Oh, there's no fight. So now Bob Arum and Top Rank cannot sell the fight. Why? Because Devin Haney put it in public that the fight is not taking place yet until he gets more money. So what does Bob Arum have to do? Bob Arum has to field calls, right? Bob Arum has to do whatever Bob Arum has to do to alleviate people's doubts that this fight's not going to happen. That is using the public as a as a way to put leverage on the public. Is your leverage. The public outcry becomes your leverage, right? But at the end of the day, see, Al Heyman will do this. When you're done with all of that, I'll be over here. When you're done with all that, I'll be over here. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense, man. We made you a fair offer. Do you want the fight or do you not want the fight? Do you want it or not? I'm not into all of that press stuff. Right? So what's the problem with me? The problem is that the problem with us, let's tell you the problem with us, not me, you all. Because I'm not the problem. You all are the problem. And the problem is the reason I'm not evil, you all are evil because you listen to me. If I was sitting here with two people in the room, nobody would give a flying fat rat what I had to say. It's only because you all listen to me that there's any problem whatsoever. Otherwise, I'd be sitting there like everybody would be like, whatever. You know what I mean? Hey, Bad News said, Bad News 0223 said, good morning, Fanon and everybody. Good morning to you, brother. Thank you for that support, brother. Thank you. And honestly, man, let me thank you to everybody that supports in the Super Chat and the Cash App. Your voices matter. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, bro, y'all are funny. Don't get mad, brother. Thank you, Hunter on the Hunt, again, brother. Thank you again, Hunter on the Hunt. Hey, said, and for Terence Crawford, the fear of is motivating for him. He's not getting in the ring with EJ. Dude, he's not getting in the ring with EJ because of money. I believe that. I do believe it has a lot to do with money. He's just not good at math. He's just not good at math. You got to kill that. He said, preacher, black man, sports fan Caleb said, what do you call it when a fighter turned down big money with a strong opponent for a less opponent and less money? I call it being afraid of a challenge. I call it a duck. Quack, quack, quack. I call it a quack, quack. I call it a quack, quack. Look, man, I call that quack, 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 quack. I call that quack, quack is what I call that. 100%. It's the greatest duck. It's the dude. I'm telling you, man. Look, man. Do some. I love sitting here. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I love sitting here. I'm just going to tell y'all. I see what my man Trash Talk Gaming says. You exposing too many of these dirty tricks. Oh, I'm going to expose all the dirty tricks, bro. I'm going to pull all your draws out in the middle of the street. Dude, I promise you, I will pull all the... Dude, I'm going to tell you what they do before they do it. Dog, it's a play. Dog, your plays ain't new, man. Your plays ain't new. Ain't nothing slick to a can of oil, I'm telling you. And I was raised by Standard Oil. I'm telling you. Man, I'm telling you. I would sit and listen to Dude, I have been studying shiesty moves for a long time, man. And I fell to a couple of them. And ever since I was like, okay, yeah. Y'all just trying to sucker these kids, man. Y'all are suckering these kids, man. Stop trying to sucker me, man. Don't, dog, look, if you're going to sucker them, just leave my name out of it. Otherwise, I got to give them the cookbook. All right? Other than that, I got to write a cook. Either than that, I got to give you the cookbook. Okay? Got to give you the cookbook. The money, let me say, Fanon was in Batman. Hey, look, I'm just trying to tell you. Look, bro, I've seen a lot of shiesty stuff. And ain't nothing new. He said, so let me ask you this. And the answer to that is no, you cannot ask me this. Let me ask you this. No. What do you mean? I mean, no. But I just want to ask you a question. And I said no. And I just said no. I'm not going to answer your question. What? You don't think I know the Farrakhan move? You don't think I know the let's change the subject move? Let me get you to ask no. How about no? Hey, let me get a word in it. And how about no? How about no? Hold up, man. How about no? I'm not going to hold up. I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to answer your question. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm not going to go through your hypotheticals. What will you do if? I'm not going to do any of that. I'm not going to forget my original point. I'm not going to do any of that. I am going to tell you flat to your face. No. And you can, hey, watch this. And you can ask me the same questions 400 times. And I'm just going to say no. No, no, no. Can I get a little money? No. Hey, what do you think about this? No. What do you? No. And no to your next 12 questions. Are you done? And they're going to say no. And we're going to keep going. No, no, no. Can you know? Can you know for 30 minutes before somebody in the chat says, God dog, will you stop asking him that? They're going to say, will you come on, man? Let the man talk. It's obvious you're just trying to keep him from talking. Like, you're just trying to keep him from saying what he has to say. You're not trying to continue the conversation. You're just trying to tell him to be quiet. Because that's when they do, when they say, just remember, anytime somebody says, hold on, let me ask you this, you tell them very flat, no. I am going to finish what I have to say. But no, I'm going to finish what I have to say. And you just keep doing that over and over and over and over, as long as they keep doing it, until it becomes so ridiculous that somebody literally has to say, come on, man, we see what you're doing. You're just trying to keep me from hearing what he has to say. Because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to keep you from hearing what that person wants to say by telling that man to stop. Stop. Hold on. Let me change directions. Let's think about no. I'm not debating about this. I'm going to make my point, period. Much love in the super chat said, Dev took a cut to secure Cam. He deserves one thing has nothing to do with the other, and that's not true. That is not true. First of all, this is not true. That Devin took a cut to secure a pay. No, he did not take a pay cut. No, he did not. And number two, what he did to secure a Kambosos fight has nothing to do with Lomachenko. Nothing. If you said he took a cut to secure a Kambosos fight, that means he deserves more money against Gervonta Davis. Let's change the name from Lomachenko to Gervonta Davis. Do you think that because he took a pay cut, which he never did because he bragged about how much money he made? I want to know, first of all, I want to know how you took a pay cut when you brag about how much money you made in the fights. Which one is it? Which one is it? Did you make a bunch of money against Kambosos, or did you take a pay cut? Which is it? Which is it? Because when Gervonta says, I earned 3 times more money than you do, he, after the Kambosos said, no, you don't. I make at least the same amount of money you do. So how can he make the same amount of money as Gervonta Davis, but yet yet have taken a pay cut? The two things do not work at the same time. Once again, saying two things that cannot be true at the same time. You cannot possibly make as much money as Gervonta Davis, but yet have taken a pay cut. What he did, he's confusing you What he means is I made less money than what I wanted. I took less money than what I wanted. That is not a pay cut. To say I currently make 2 million, I want 10 million, but you only give me 3 million. That is not a pay cut. That is you taking less money than you asked for. That's not the same thing. But anyway, let's move on to he deserves a payday. He's going to get a payday. Nobody's saying he's not going to get paid. What do you mean he deserves a payday? He's going to get a payday. He's asking for more money. He's not saying nobody's paying him any money. And then let's just take, if what you said is true, that he took a pay cut, which he didn't, to fight Kambosos, that means he deserves more money against Gervonta Davis because he had to, because he was the B-side? Because he was the B-side? Because he was the B-side against Kambosos, that means he deserves to be the A-side against Gervonta? In what world? Exactly. The man did not take a pay cut. The man took less money than what he wanted. You guys just turn around words and make them fit for you? Like, man, will you stop around me? Look, let me rephrase this. You don't have to stop that. Keep doing what works for you. Just keep it out of my face. I'm not asking you to come here. I'm not asking you to listen. But you all are being slick. You're just being slick. You're slick talking. You're changing definitions. You say he took a pay cut against Cam. That's not true. He did not earn less money for the Kambosos fight than he did for the Jojo Diaz fight. That's a pay cut. However, even if he did, it still wouldn't be a pay cut because he fought George Kambosos on Top Rank, not on DAZN. So Eddie Hearn, the person that paid him, didn't cut his pay. Even if he took less money, that's still not a pay cut. It means DAZN didn't want to buy the fight, so he changed networks and was the B-side to the champ, which is the truth. But even then, it's not true that he took less money because than he had made before, because what he said was, I'm taking less money than the fight is worth. He believed that he should have gotten more money. That's not the same thing as saying you took a pay cut. It's just not honest. You're playing with words and hoping people don't catch it. Just like saying I was the mandatory for Lomachenko, which was not true because they never mandated the fight. He was only the number one contender. But you keep calling the mandatory a million times until everybody just uses the word mandatory and act like it means the same thing. It doesn't mean the same thing. You can be the number one contender and not be the mandatory. Because as of right now, Vasily Lomachenko is the number one guy in the WBO and the WBC, and he is not the mandatory. People put that on YouTube titles like it's real. It's not. I taught them to put a question mark behind it so you didn't have to lie no more. I'm sick of the lie. Just put a question mark. Because then it ain't a lie. Just put a question mark. You're asking the question. At least just ask the question. Don't say it's true because it ain't. He's not the mandatory. Lomachenko was never ordered by the WBC at the WBC convention. Never ordered to fight him. Never. And I've been waiting for one of y'all to show me where it says something from Mauricio Suleiman that said, we order Lomachenko to defend his title against Devin Haney. I've never seen it. And no matter how many times I ask for it, all you ever do is show me some Boxing News 24 article that refers to him as the mandatory. because some journalist conflates the two terms. And then you say he ducked. But even then, he fought a unification fight. Lomachenko was the only person in the history of boxing that is ducking by unifying belts and not fighting somebody that was the number one contender. He's the only person in the history of boxing to be elevated to another title, but ducked because he was elevated. That's like saying somebody with the WBA regular title ducked their mandatory because he was named the super champion, which, by the way, Devin Haney is the super champion. Since he's the super champion, why is Gervonta Davis fighting the mandatory? Did Devin Haney duck Rolly Romero because he was the super champion that doesn't have a mandatory and Gervonta Davis had to fight him? Of course not. You all change rules, you change statements all the time to just make it work for the person you want to make it work for. Like Gervonta Davis is in protective custody and he won't fight anybody. He won't take any risks. All he's doing is fighting for money. He's not fighting for legacy. When everybody is fighting for money, including the guy. But then, watch this though. But then, when it becomes clearly evident that your guy is primarily concerned with money, then, he deserves it though. He deserves it though. Of course he deserves it. Of course he does. He doesn't deserve it, huh? And then you throw around words like this European. What difference does it make if Vasily Lomachenko is European or not? Like, for real. You guys keep throwing around this garbage. He's European. Dude, why don't you just say what you mean? Just say what you mean. But any way you want to cut it, who cares? The only people deserve to be treated fairly. The only problem with racism is that people are mistreated. Not that they don't get benefits. It's that they got mistreated. Everybody deserves to be treated fairly. So if nobody is ducking because they unify, if you're unifying a belt, the WBA, the WBO, and the IBF, if you're unifying those belts, you are not ducking a mandatory by unifying 3 belts. Even if you say, well, Devin was the WBC champ for real, well, okay. Unifying 3 belts versus unifying 2 belts is still not a duck. You can't name this guy a duck for anything other than some make-believe story that he was the mandatory, which he wasn't. And you still yet to show me that he was a mandatory. But no, it's because he was a franchise. He ducked because he became the franchise. How does that a duck? That's Mauricio Sulaiman's decision. And even so, he still unified 3 other belts. Still not a duck because he didn't have to fight. Well, that means he didn't have to fight Devin. He didn't have to fight Devin anyway because Devin wasn't his mandatory. They never ordered the fight. He didn't have to fight him if he stayed the WBC title. If he didn't get franchised, they didn't have to fight him. He did get franchised. He still didn't have to fight him. In either scenario, Devin Haney, Vasily Lomachenko did not have to fight him. In any scenario, because he wasn't the mandatory, they never ordered it. He was the interim champion and the number 1 contender. That's it. And they didn't order it. They didn't order it. So even if he had stayed and didn't get franchised, he didn't have to fight Devin. Because he got franchised, he didn't have to fight Devin. And he also didn't have to fight Devin because it was a unification fight with Teofimo Lopez. Every way you cut it, he didn't have to fight Devin. But you know what the truth is? Tell the truth. You wanted Devin to get the fight because Devin wanted the fight. So since Devin wanted the fight and you wanted to see him fight Devin, then you side with Devin because that's the fight you wanted. So just say what it is. Devin wanted the fight. Lomachenko didn't take the fight. Period. But guess what? Guess what? Matchroom never offered him the fight because Matchroom took another fighter to fight Lomachenko. Matchroom sold the belt to Top Rank. Sold the belt to Top Rank in exchange for getting Lomachenko on their network. And after that, Bob Arum said, even before that, we're unifying belts because Teofimo Lopez was a bigger fight than Devin Haney. So even then, it's about the money for Lomachenko. But Lomachenko can't fight for money. Lomachenko can't take the bigger fight with Teofimo Lopez. He can't take that bigger fight. A 3-belt unification, and according to the WBC, a 4-belt unification. He can't take that fight. But Devin can turn down Lomachenko for nobody. No, and not fight Shakur. Man, please. Anyway, like I said, just take that garbage over there. Just take that over there. Okay? Take that over there. Because that dude did not get ducked. And even if he did, but he didn't. So I can't even say even if he did because he didn't. And the idea that he did is not based in anything other than you assuming, well, he got franchised because he didn't want to fight Devin. Let me tell you something. Not wanting to fight Devin doesn't mean he had to fight Devin. Not wanting to fight him doesn't mean he had to fight him. And the only time you ducking somebody is if you have to fight them. You're not ducking somebody just because that person says, fight me now. And somebody looks at you and says, no. That doesn't mean he ducked him. Just because he told Devin no. Like, that's what you guys are. Let's get to the core of it. Anytime he doesn't get what he wants is a duck. Anytime he doesn't get anything he wants, there's a problem. Not when he doesn't get something he deserves. When he doesn't get something that he wants. If he wants the Gervonta Davis fight, and Gervonta says, no, I'm not fighting you right now. Why? Because you're not a draw. You're not a draw. I can fight this guy, and I can make a lot of money. That's bad. Because but if Devin says to somebody like, say, I don't know, Frank Martin, I don't want to fight you. You're not a draw. I'm the undisputed champion. I can do what I want. Oh, that's fine. Oh, that's fine. If I have to confess, Bud is ducking. He is. The De La Hoya move pushed the Spence fight back at least 2 years. He added distance to the fight. Yeah, he's going to be 38 by the time that fight takes place. Orlando Pearson in the building said, Haney deserves a payday like I deserve Jordan Dunn. Like he's getting a payday, though. Hey, Orlando Pearson, come on, man. Be literal about it, though. He's getting a payday. He's getting a payday. Wait till next week when he brags about the big super link chain that he buys with all the money he made. He's getting ripped off this week. Next week, he's going to have made $1 billion for the fight. Trust me, the story is going to change. The story is going to change, just like it changed with Kambosos. He was getting ripped off against Kambosos until he wasn't. When it's, oh, look what he did. Look what he did. He deserves so much credit for going over there to the UK, going over there, to Australia and fighting, in his home, fighting on the road against George Kambosos. Oh, man, he deserves so much credit for fighting on the road, taking less money than he wanted. Complete the sentence. Taking less money than he wanted. Not taking less money than he was making. Taking less money than he wanted. Oh, my God. Listen to that. Man, that's like your son comes home and says, you say, what's wrong, son? Man, that lady ripped me off. What do you mean? She only paid me $50 to mow her lawn. Dude, she paid you $50 to mow that lawn? Nobody else would have paid you $30. Yeah, but I asked for $100. But I asked for $100 and she wouldn't give me the $100. But nobody else, but you were making $30 before and she paid you $50. But I wanted $100. She didn't give me what I wanted. You should slap your son upside the head. You should slap him in the eardrum. Bop! You know what I'm saying? Boy, if you don't take your ungrateful behind and get out of my face, like, y'all cried yourselves to an undisputed championship, claiming you're making more money than everybody in God, but you're still taken advantage of. And you think somebody needs to listen to that and don't see that? God, dog, Gervonta Davis isn't doing that. Gervonta Davis ain't doing nothing like that. Gervonta Davis, even with Floyd, was like, man, I'm making a bunch of money. Gervonta Davis ain't never say nothing bad about his money. Not never. Never. If anything, he complained about them putting him in too tough early in his career. But when it was time for him to take over his career, he took over his career. He still didn't badmouth him. Never complained about it. Never complained about it. Y'all complain about dang near everything. If it's good, anyway, like for real, just leave me alone. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. I have a duty to myself not to accept that line of thinking because it's going to make me feel like, God, dog, I know I don't have any computers to deliver my message on YouTube. And I know if there wasn't any YouTube, to allow me to speak to you guys, that, I wouldn't be able to speak to y'all at all. But I'm going to be complaining about YouTube every day and how they're ripping me off and how they're doing me bad because they're taking a cut of my super chat, even though ain't nobody else in the world giving me an opportunity to get paid, like to get $10 super chats with their technology, but YouTube. And I'm going to complain about them. No, bro, I'm not going to let my God hear me say anything like that because I'm blessed. Y'all so blessed, but still acting like you're taking advantage of at the same time. It's just so over the top. Come on, I said Terence, Twitter fingers, Duckford, a.k.a. Z-Side Bud, a.k.a. Mr. Smoke and Mirrors. Oh, my God, that's hilarious. A.k.a. No Mr. Smoke and Mirrors, D-Ball, Dillian, Delusional, Drew, G.Y. Ducker, Canelo, Alvaroid, a.k.a. I love fighting Buckingham Palace guards and polo players. Oh, man, all day, bro. Much love in that super chat, bro. Man, if y'all don't stop, just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Let me say what I'm going to say so I don't have to dig in. Because if I dig in, dude, trust me, I'm in the right. I'm in the right. Okay? When they say you have the high ground, I have the high ground. I can see everything you're doing. And you got to travel uphill to get to me. Dude, and all I got to do is push boulders down. I don't have to throw a boulder up. All I got to do is tip it. Bing, hypocrisy. Tip, bing, hypocrisy. Dip, straight up lie. Bing, all day and just roll it down on you. The truth rolls downhill. Lies roll up. You got to force them. It's a heavy push. Anyway, what's going on, brother? I'm having a blast, bro. What's going on, brother? I'm chilling. For now, what's going on with Showtime? I mean, obviously today they're going broke. Obviously today they're going broke. Oh, I got you, Auntie Black. I got you. Barbara, hey, George Woods, much love in that super chat, bro. He said, Fanon in the chat room, good morning. Talk that talk. What's going on with Showtime? Today they're probably going broke. They're going to broke. They're not going to put on any fights. Don't get excited about any of these fight cards or any of this stuff that they're doing. It's not real. Let's talk about BLK Prime. Let me tell you what's going on with BLK Prime, though. It's hard in them streets for BLK Prime right about now. Let's talk about that one. Let's talk about that one. Hey, Cerebral Shadowboxer said for 9, fighting for legacy is about pride and honor, which is great. Fighting for money is essential. How many old fighters walking around broke? Cerebral Shadowboxer, absolutely. But let me one up you on that. Let me expand upon that. Money is essential. Legacy is a nice to have. Let me take your pride and honor and just saying it's a nice to have. It's an added value. It's added value. So let me tell you what I mean by added value. Added value is if you say, I want to buy a car. Now, what do you want? Why do you want your car? Because I have to go from one place to another on roads, and I need a car to do that, right? But what if I was to say, I can give you with your car some really nice rims that women will think, ooh, that's a nice looking car, and women will be attracted to you because they will associate your car with wealth, and it's attractive, and they'll want to ride around in it. The car doing its function is essential. The paint job and the rims and the girls are what you call a added value. Everybody wants the added value. But you got to pay for the added value. You got to pay for it. You got to pay for it. But it's not essential. So when you get the rims you don't need, you pay for them extra. When you get those belts that you may need to attract fans to your event, to attract networks to your event. But once you don't need it, it becomes a nice to have. It doesn't equate to more money for you. It's a nice to have. If it doesn't, some people it could be an essential because they need to get that belt to make more money. So that paying that percentage fee for that belt means that belt is an essential to them. I would suspect right now those belts are an essential for Devin Haney. They're an essential because without those belts, what are people going to talk about? Terence Crawford, without his belts, what are people going to talk about? It's a nice to have for Mike Tyson. It's a nice to have for Canelo Alvarez. It's a nice to have for Errol Spence. It's a nice to have. It's a nice to have for Gervonta Davis because they're going to make the money with or without it. Let's call a spade a spade. That's why Gervonta is calling Devin an undisputed challenger. Because he's waving the nice to haves. I don't need that. I don't need it. And if you brought him, I'm really not going to pay for him. You pay for him. I'm not going to pay for him. You pay for him. Maybe that's the concession that Devin wants out of Vasily Lomachenko. You need to pay my sanctioning fees. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a concession. You need to take on the cost of my sanctioning fees. Since you're fighting for my belts, you need to pay for them. That could be a monetary concession that he's looking for out of Lomachenko. You don't need to pay 12%. You need to pay my 12% for my belts. Because, you need these more than I do. I would not doubt at all if that is one of the concessions that he's looking for. Seeing as that's what he told Gervonta Davis, that's all he needs to do. His dad did. You just need to pay for the belts. You need to get them to pay for the belts. We're not going to pay for these belts. So if Gervonta fights him, Gervonta can do the same thing. You pay all my sanctioning fees. Since I got to pay for all these, you pay for it. I don't need them. It's a nice to have. I already have them. You don't have them, Lomachenko, so you pay them for me. Concessions. How much you want to? I would bet, if I had access to the information, I would think there's maybe a 50% chance to 70% chance that that's the concession that he wants. I would bet that, because that's something I've heard them say before. We got Top Rank to pay our sanctioning fees. Hey, Jay Miller said, hold up, man, stop. I told you. Hold up, man, stop. Much love in that super chat. I would expect that. If I was negotiating with him, I would expect that. And Lomachenko would say no. Well, if you don't want it, you don't get to fight. If you don't pick up this extra 12% of my costs, I'm not going to fight you. And if I was Lomachenko, I would say, well, no. I'll wait around for you to drop those belts, bro. Because you need me. Tim Bradley can say all that. Lomachenko needs him more than he. That's not true. Again, it's only if Lomachenko really wants those belts, really wants undisputed. It's only whether or not he's willing to say, you know what? It's not worth that money to me. Thank you. You can keep them. I'm not going to pay your sanctioning fees for you. You know what I mean? Just because I don't want to be disrespected like that. I don't want to be disrespected like that. I don't want to pay your sanctioning fees. I don't want to pay your sanctioning fees. You're a champion. You pay your sanction fees. I pay mine. Don't try to pimp me, man. Don't try to pimp me. But at the same time, we'll see how that happens. And whether or not, playing games in the media is going to make him move or not. I have a suspicion Bob Arum's just going to sit there and stare at you. I have a suspicion. And just say, okay, we're just going to keep acting like this fight is made. This fight's going to get made. Don't worry about it. The fight's going to get made, and we're getting paid off a budget anyway. The only thing that you're doing by delaying, watch this. The only thing that you're doing by delaying the announcement of this fight is limiting the amount of pay-per-view sales you're going to get, which you're paying, which, by the way, you're getting paid off of. I could care less about. So I would suspect that if you want this on pay-per-view, you should probably start arguing with Lomachenko and getting into a back and forth with him sooner than later. Otherwise, because why do they want this fight on pay-per-view? This is not a pay-per-view fight. It's not a pay-per-view fight, but maybe that's why ESPN's going broke, and that's why they're putting this on pay-per-view. So because they're going broke and they're consolidating and they're merging with Disney. Anyway, Kamal Oz said the false narrative that Bum Lufkin and about Bum Lufkin and Haney is the same. They fight for legacy, not money. They're being mistreated yet making millions of dollars. Man, exactly, bro. They take it. It's a page out of the playbook, brother. It's a page out of the playbook. You know what I mean? It's a page out of the playbook. Floyd got 20% against De La Hoya. I thought he got more than that. You're supposed to concede that bread when you want to take all the belts. Why, Dezo? Why? You're not going to concede bread if you want all the belts. Oh, why? Why do you have to concede money if you want all the belts? Why? Just because of the belts? You got to concede? No. You nuts. If I'm Gervonta, I'm not conceding nothing for your belts. Keep your belts. I'm not conceding anything. Keep your belts. I'm not conceding nothing. Matter of fact, if you ask me to concede, I'm asking for more. What? I don't need you. I don't need the belts. What? You're not going to be in the weight class in a month anyway. I'll just wait. I'm going to get the belts. No, that's not how the game goes. What you mean? You talking about a script. Watch this. Watch this. It's not how the game goes. That's your script. A game is a game. You don't know the ending of a game. People can make all kind of moves. You try to tell me to do this, I do that. You think I'm running, I throw. What? You talking about that's how the game goes. No, that's not how the game goes. The game goes like this. I will do what I'm willing to do. And no more than that. If it's worth it to me, I'll do it. If it's not, I'll go fight somebody else. What do you mean? That's how the game goes. You talking about a script. Oh, you got to do it. You know, you got to do it. You got to do it because you the B side. That means you got to take everything that is BS. If you're the A side, that means you can make any fight you want. That is BS. Just because you have more leverage than somebody doesn't mean that they have to fight you. Absolutely, positively not. That's not true. You're the A side, that means you get, that means if you're the biggest law firm in the world and you pay the most money, that you get to hire any attorney that you want? No, because the attorney may say, I don't want to work for you. Sorry. I don't want to work for you. Why? Because I don't want to. I don't like how you look. Bye. That's not how the game goes. He did not take a pay cut. Stop lying, and you're out of here for lying, brother. Get out. You're a bot. And even if he did take a pay cut, who cares? So what? What's that got to do with me? You took a pay cut to get a fight. You got what you wanted. Now, why is that my problem? I took a pay cut to get these belts. Yeah, you took the pay cut so that you could get the belts. I didn't take a pay cut so you could get the belts. Why do I got to pay for your decision? You obviously had to take the pay cut to get the belts. So you got paid for a fight that you got. And they had the belts and you got them. You have them. So you got paid for what you got. What does that have to do with me? What does that got to do with me? That's your problem. You want to pass your problem on to me? No. No. Dog, I'm Vasily Lomachenko. If I was him, bro, don't act like I'm not. Don't act like you got a bunch of Vasily Lomachenkos to pick from. Don't act like you do. Don't act like you do. Don't act like you do. What? Go fight Shakur. Go fight Shakur. Or wait around for Gervonta. Wait around for Gervonta and see what Calvin Ford offers you. I guarantee you this, he ain't paying your bill. He is not paying your bills, which is your sanctioning fees. He ain't paying for your bills. And more than likely, he's going to tell you to pay his. Why? Because he earned it. He earned it. Anyway, man, I'm tired of doing this. Hey, y'all hit the like button at least. At least hit the like button, man. Can y'all stop with the dumb stuff, man? That's not how the game goes, bro. It's not how Diesel 330. You had to go. Can somebody unblock Diesel 330 though? Can somebody please unblock him? I don't want to hear that nonsense. You go use your cliches with somebody else. Just because you took a pay cut for an opportunity doesn't mean you get to mistreat me. What you mean? Oh, man. I had to. You know what you got for taking that pay cut? You got to fight for those belts. And you got what you paid for. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That has everything to do with you and George Kambosos. What? You trying to pass it on. You trying to pass it. Oh, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. No, that's not how it goes. What do you mean? That's how it goes. Like, hey, man, I would pay you this week, but, that other dude stole some money out of my cash register. So, I'm not going to pay you. Hold on. What? Oh, yeah. I was going to pay you, but, I got it. But this guy stole $10 from me. So, I'm just going to take it from you. No, you're not going to take it from me. No, you're not. Well, that's how the game goes. No, that's not how this game goes. You're not just going to, again, just telling me the outcome. Trying to dictate terms on the low. Like, watch this. Like them telling Gervonta Davis, I'm going to give you 30%. Just give us 30%. We'll take 30%. Dude, that's you dictating terms, bro. What do you mean? I mean, it ain't like I said, I want 50-50. Dude, I don't care whether you said you want 50-50 or whether you want 10. You out here dictating terms, man. You don't get to dictate. You don't dictate no terms. None. Not none. I mean, not none. Not none. None. You know what I'm saying? I ain't fighting you as no mandatory. Hey, y'all, seriously. Do you remember when they tried to sell the idea? I'm telling you, they will sell anything. They tried to sell to Gervonta Davis, if they were being serious, that he needs to become Devin Haney's mandatory in order to fight him. Bro, I swear, you have got to applaud the audacity of that move, bro. I swear, you've got to applaud the audacity of that move. Dude, it's like, dude, I know, hey, seriously, man, I know Al Heyman be looking at people like, man. All you got to do is become my mandatory. Man, all I got to do is what? Oh, yeah, brother, let me tell you how we can get this fight done easy peasy. All you got to do is petition the WBA so that you can become my mandatory. And when you become the mandatory, that means I can fight you. So let me get this right. You want me to take a pay cut. So let me get this right. You want me to set a minimum on the amount of money that I can negotiate with you, that you get paid in a fight with me. What do you mean? Oh, yeah, that's what that means. I don't know if if you went to the second level with this, but what that would mean is that if they order the fight, that means if we don't come to a conclusion, an agreement, that means they goes to a purse bid, and then they get to name the percentage of money that you earn out of the purse. It also means that people get to bid on the fight that I'm in. So not only are you able to find somebody to throw some money in to buy the fight, you also get to predetermine how much money you make. That pretty much puts you in a position of being, what do you call that? The A side? How about no? How about no? And you just cost yourself another 5% of what I would have gave you for trying to play me stupid. Like, bro, stupid penalties, man. You got to pay a stupid penalty for that, brother. You must think I'm stupid. So now I can't trust anything that you have to say because you think I am stupid. You think I am you want to fight me voluntarily. Let's get this right. You're asking to fight me, but you want me to turn around and ask to fight you so that you can buy the fight if we don't agree, and you get a predetermined amount of money, which is significantly higher than what I would have paid you? Do you see why I can't take y'all seriously, man? Do you see why I can't take you seriously? Do you see why I can't take you seriously? Do you see why I cannot take you seriously? If you think that I'm going to sit up on my channel and not shoot that duck out the sky, you must be nuts. That is what you call easy money. Anybody saying that Gervonta Davis should petition to become Devin Haney's mandatory, should have their grandmama go tell them this: boy, go get that switch. Go get that switch. What you mean, grandmama? Go, you know what I mean. Go outside and go get that little skinny switch up out that bush. And if it's too thick, I'm going to go send you back for another one. And I am going to wrap that switch around. You deserve that for even saying it. Dude, stop, dog, heck. Hey, bro, seriously, man. Can you believe the audacity of trying to convince somebody that that is a logical thing for you to do? Let me tell you, Diesel. Hey, Loma #1 in the WBO and the WBC. He fighting for them belts without Devin. With or without Devin. Devin always a victim before the fight, and afterwards he's a boss and make all the money. Oh God, thank you for succinctly stating that one. Loma is the #1 is #1 in the WBO. Watch this. I'm gonna add something to it. He's #1 in the WBO and the WBC. He's fighting for all them belts without Devin, without a doubt. Devin always a victim before fights, then afterwards he's the boss and made all the money, without a doubt. Without a doubt. And let's add this to boot. Let's take this to boot. Let's see what Bob Arum's options are. Since you guys want to do all of that, let's look at what Bob Arum can do. Bob Arum has Shakur Stevenson and Lomachenko. So they could say, okay, no worries. Because guess who's going to get the WBA Super? Guess who's going to get the WBA Super? Gervonta. Easy. Gervonta is, I promise you, Gervonta Tank Davis is going to get the WBA Super. If he beats Gervonta, if he beats Ryan Garcia, because the fight still has to happen, and I'm telling you, it has to happen. But if he continues to win, he will become the WBA Super Champ. So that is right there. That's done. That WBA Super going to the PBC. Okay? Because you know dang well they ain't dumping that cash cow. Okay? WBA ain't dumping that. So he's going to get that. The WBC is going to go. WBC is probably going to go to top rank. The WBO is going to go to top rank, and the IBF is going to go to top rank. Boom. So you have Shakur Stevenson and Lomachenko. He makes a star out of Shakur Stevenson, who gets 3 belts. And guess what Gervonta gets? He gets an undisputed fight with Shakur Stevenson if they can make it. which is every bit as big as a Devin Haney fight, without any of the drama. Without any of the drama. Much less drama for your mama with that one. Because he does not have to sit and listen to somebody tell him that he needs to become the mandatory. He doesn't have to worry about people leaking negotiations. He doesn't have to worry. He doesn't have to worry about become my mandatory so that I can negotiate you into a position of voluntary. It doesn't get anybody convincing him to trying to talk him into a position of weakness so that he can get a fight that he doesn't even need. Man, you can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. Like, you can't make this stuff up. So stop talking about me. Just stop talking. Whenever you feel the need to say Fanon, you just say this. Uck it. Let me leave him alone. Just don't say my name. I don't want to do this. But I promise you, I will defend my name. I will defend my name. And never, ever, ever will you ever be able to get back from this. You can't do it. You can't do it. You know you didn't take no pay cut. You know you didn't take no pay cut. You just got less money than you wanted, which is not a pay cut. Also, you took more money than DAZN was going to pay you for that fight. Because DAZN said no thank you to the fight. Your promoter that you work with, Matchroom, said no, and DAZN said no. It's a minor miracle that you got the fight at all. And then you got paid more money than you would have got to get the fight. Then you get an easy fight. You get an easy fight for undisputed. An easy one. An easy one. Not a difficult one. An easy one. An easy one. But, bro, I'm trying to tell you, give a rope, you want to be a cowboy. You know what it is? Give an inch, give it an inch, he want a mile. Give him a rope, he want to be a cowboy. Dog, it's a rope. You ain't a cowboy now. Come on. Dude, it was a layup. It was a multi-million-dollar layup. And two of them. A multi-million-dollar layup. Two of them. And you didn't even have a hard fight. Did not even have a hard fight to get it, to boot. Cambosis is harder than T.O., man, whatever, brother. Hey, Zenith 360 said, hey, I asked Devin fans for one example of a WBA regular champ successfully forcing a fight with a super. I'm still waiting. If that's the case, Lara would have been fighting GGG, Morrell, and Canelo. Dev made it up. Look, bro, it is something that may happen. Oh, let me watch this. Watch this. It could happen. Hold on. Give me 1 second because I think I got a smudge on my camera. Hold on 1 second. All right, there you go. I got a smudge on my camera. Sorry. I had to correct that. I got to remember I got to start cleaning these cameras more. Oh, yeah, bro. No joke, man. Like, come on, man. Hey, look, this is interesting. Hey, much love. By the way, and thank you to everybody that supports in the chat, in the super chat. I'm telling you, these guys don't pay me. Okay? So thank you. Thank you for supporting public television. Thank you for supporting public television. Cause dude, dog, and thank y'all for paying everybody else. Because man, y'all make it so easy when y'all give people bad arguments to make, bro. Y'all make it so easy. So easy. I mean, really, really, really easy. You got guys out there making the hardest arguments. Oh my God. I could only imagine being somebody trying to make this argument, really trying hard to make these arguments, trying to make the counter arguments to these, because like seriously, they deserve a lot of money. Like for real. Like I mean this, and I mean this very seriously. To everybody out there is trying to say the opposite of what I'm telling you right now. Look, man, y'all deserve a lot of money. Y'all really, really, really do, because that is hard work. Like you really got to be resourceful. You really got to be consistent. You really have to basically try to figure out how you can sell water to a fish, bro. Like, I mean, you got to remove that fish from all of what God gives him for free. Put him in a little glass where he can't go nowhere else. And then try to figure out how he's going to actually work to get the money. Like, there's no, I mean, it's got to be the hardest job. It's got to be the hardest job. Like, because of what Zenith 360 is doing. I asked Devin fans for one example of the WBA regular champion successfully forcing a fight with the super. None. They've only happened when the WBA wants to consolidate belts. That's it. But then again, why would you even do it if you're the A side? Why would you even do it? Hey, JB Hall said, Fanon, you, everything boxing, ego, Marty, manager, and AM boxing are everything. Shout out to you. Hey, thank you, JB Hall. Appreciate you. And shout out to everybody else that you complimented. No doubt about it. Thank you to everybody else. Shout out to everybody you complimented. No joke. Hey, Kevin Coleman, a Black Cherry in the building, said, keep cooking, Fanon. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the sponsorship. It means a lot. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And Matthew Thomas back in the building said, thanks, Fanon, for saving me money from supporting channels with bad information. You opened my eyes. No problem. Look, man. No problem, brother. No problem. There's a lot of really good channels, bro. There's a lot of really good channels. And not everybody's right. But let me tell you for sure. Doug. Man, there's a lot of BS getting thrown around. Hey, Mr. Conquest, what's going on? Conquest the second said, Boxing Truth Talk Live. Thank you, brother. Much support. Thank you for the support for the $5 holler, brother. Thank you so much, man. Man, shame on me. I had to hit that like button. Unlike Bud, I didn't duck. So smash the like button. What? Ray Davis, thank you, brother. Lar had to do that when Murata and the WBA laughed him out of the room. Look, bro, they separated the belts for a reason. Because they didn't want the super champ to have mandatories. They wanted to make it easier to unify belts. That's their rationale for that. The rationale behind that is this. We want our champion to be able to unify with the other champions. So if he doesn't have a mandatory with us, that means he doesn't have to fight 4 mandatories to unify the belts or go up and wait and do different things. The WBC added some stuff with the franchise belt. They're not going to force Gervonta Davis to do anything. But at the same time, you don't even have to worry about that because Gervonta Davis is never going to do it because Gervonta Davis would be stupid. What's up with Porter putting his pimp hand down on a YouTuber? Bro, I ain't got nothing to say about that, man. I ain't got nothing to say about it. That's between Kenny Porter and whoever he slapped. All I'm going to tell you this is Kenny Porter ain't going to have to slap me. Because I ain't gonna be around the dude. For him to slap him. Hey man, much love to my man. Blue Hundo B said, Thank you for keeping it real. Where'd it go? Thank you for keeping it real. Much love in that super chat, brother. That you a big supporter, brother. Wow, I understand what that means too. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. And then my man Mike Penn said, sauteing them today, Fanon. Oh, I am, brother, because y'all need to keep my name out your mouths. I ain't gonna box you with these. You can't beat me with this. No joke. You can't do it, brother. I'm on the high guard. Yeah, last Friday, Fanon was snapping on another channel. Yeah, I did snap. Well, no, let me put it this way, bro. I didn't really snap. I didn't really snap. But I really just wanted to keep the damage minimal. I'm going to explain to you what I did without explaining to everybody what happened. I was trying to keep the damage minimal for his benefit. Let me be very clear. I was trying to minimize the damage that I would have done if I was to speak for any long amount of time. That's what I was doing. I was saying, dude, don't ask me any questions. No, don't change the subject. Don't ask any questions. Because then it's going to get really bad. If I start answering your questions, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. What I wanted to do was simply say this. You can't do that. Period. I ain't talking to you. All I'm telling you is what this guy is accused of, he could not do. Manager Marty could not flag. You do not know, nor does anybody have the ability to know who flags their videos. And on top of it, you do not have the ability to flag somebody for defamation, and slander is defamation. You do not have the ability to do that at all. So that statement coming from anybody is not true. That's all I wanted to say. That's all I did say. If I would have answered questions and been forced to talk about other things that I didn't want to talk about because they ain't my business, believe you me, it would have been a lot worse. A lot worse, because you guys would have talked yourselves into a grave. Because I will definitely let you talk yourself into. If I don't like you and I don't respect you, I will definitely let you hang yourself. I will say, if you walk up to me and say, hey, man, would you mind if I stick my neck in this noose? I would say, okay, no problem. Stick your neck in the noose. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Put your head right there. And then I'm going to kick the chair from underneath you. And you're going to, because I'm going to catch you in 5 or 6 lies. I'm going to catch you in 5 or 6 fallacies. And I'm going to point them out. Every time you try to run a trick on me, I'm going to point it out. You're changing the subject. Why are you changing the subject? That's not true. I know that's not true. This is not, you don't want to do that, bro. You don't want to do it. Black Batty Rich said, that's me. Oh, that's me, OG. Blue Hundo B. That's what's up, Batty Rich. Salute you. Keep cooking. Thank you, brother. Batty Rich in this Cash App, brother. Nah, bro. Sometimes, you need to say less. Sometimes you need to say less to avoid more damage. It's crazy how Bud Duck BLK. Oh, my God. Like that whole conversation. Bud Crawford ain't going back to BLK Prime. Bud ain't going back to BLK Prime. What a waste of money. Thomas Hill said, don't kick the chair for now and let him breathe. I did. I did. I did. I did. However, at the same time, manager Marty don't deserve that. Look, the fella said, tell him why, and I tell who why. What? Why he left him? I don't know why he left him. Oh, why it's the greatest amount of waste of money? Because you went out on a limb. From the outside in, looking in, it looks like they said, look, man, we're going to get Bud. We're going to give Bud an opportunity. We're going to pay him good money, get a network, and then we're going to be able to do multiple fights with Bud. And we're going to take advantage of all of the Errol Spence Jr. thing. And they gave Bud an out. They gave Bud an out. They gave Bud something to do instead of fighting Errol. And once he did that, he did the same thing to them that they did to him. They did the same thing to BLK Prime. Bud did the same thing to BLK Prime that he did to Showtime. Now he has the offers that are made by BLK Prime, right, to take to Golden Boy, and now Golden Boy can try to match it. Now, instead of playing both sides against the middle with Showtime and BLK Prime, he's now playing both sides against the middle with BLK Prime and Showtime and Golden Boy. And now the money they spent, the plans that they had are shot. Who's going to sign with that network now that they know Bud may not come back? Think about it. Adrian Bronner went over there. 3 fights got messed up for Adrian Bronner in a row. Or 2 or 3. 2 fights got messed up in a row. David Abanish, the fight with Ivan Redcash shut down. Then after that, the fight with Hank Lundy got shut down. And now they got a 3rd fight. Brian Norman was promised multiple fights, and he didn't get his fights. Brian Norman goes to ESPN. Now you got Terence Crawford that has a 1 fight, and now who's going to sign with them? And you're connected with screwing off the biggest fight of the century. Dude, you can't say BLK Prime without saying Terence Crawford duck move. It's not a good look. And then, let me tell you this. Watch this. Then, in a conversation on YouTube, you have representatives of BLK Prime admitting if it's in the worst case, watch this, in the best case scenario, they're lying. In the worst case scenario, you have somebody that's working with BLK Prime leaking information, admitting they were leaking confidential information on YouTube and telling them exactly where the information came from. Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm telling you, I was trying to save people from drama. I changed the subject. I saved people from themselves. I changed the subject. What is worse? Exaggerating or what you said as being true? that Terence Crawford's lawyer was revealing to you the details of a negotiation going on between him and Showtime. And let anybody on the phone to overhear it, possibly record it. Would you want to ever do a negotiation with somebody like that? If BLK Prime is going to let somebody from their company not overhear a confidential information where that confidential information is confidential information from somebody else, think about it. Think about it. Stop talking. Hold up, man. Hold up, man. Hold up, man. Stop. No, brother, stop. I'm not going to talk about it. Don't ask no questions. Stop. Think. You are talking yourself into a grave. Stop talking. Am I making that up? Or was those dudes right there not spreading the business of an attorney that had a confidential information with a confidential negotiation with Showtime, revealing the confidential information for a negotiation taking place with Showtime and the PBC to a YouTube channel that leaked it all and is now bragging about the fact that he did it? Stop talking, brother. Stop talking. And now, Terence Crawford jumped ship from the zone, from BLK Prime. And guess what? If I was Terence Crawford and I heard that, I'd leave too. If I was Terence Crawford and I heard that, I would leave too. Hold on, man. I'm Terence Crawford. Are you telling me that you were on the phone with my lawyer? My lawyer is giving you confidential information, and you got everybody on the phone who can record it and is now telling everybody my underhanded dealings? Dog, I can't trust BLK Prime. Terence Crawford can't trust BLK Prime off that. Can he? Like I said, you should permanently zip your lips with my name. Fanon means, again, I'm not going to say nothing. That is, would you deal with somebody like that? Would you? Would you personally do that? I have a deal, a multi-million-dollar deal with Showtime. And Showtime offers me money. And I'm trying to negotiate with you. And I tell you, look, man, confidentially, this is what they offered me. And you put a media member in the conversation, take the information that I give you confidentially and plaster it all over YouTube. And when it's all said and done, literally brag about doing it as a way to get out of a conversation where people are telling you that didn't happen. You would have been better off saying it didn't happen. Am I making that up? We all just talking, right? Am I making that up? Am I making that up? If I was Bud Crawford, I wouldn't deal with him either. I'd be like, man, I can't deal with you. You literally telling people that I said this. You're telling people that I leaked that information. You told people this. Terence Crawford's lawyer is the one that did this. Terence Crawford's lawyer told everybody what Showtime offered Terence Crawford in a confidential information, in a confidential negotiation. Really? To win an argument over YouTube views? You gotta be kidding me. Bro, there's a difference between knowledge and wisdom. There's a difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is knowing things. Wisdom is knowing what to do with it. Dude, I knew for a long time certain things. I have yet to say it. Yet to say it. You know why? Because I'd have to tell you where I heard it. Or you would be able to deduce it. No, brother. No. You said that ish blew up. Hey, dude, look, for real. Dude, seriously, man. Hold up, man. Stop. That man, stop. Dog, seriously. Look, dude, look. Back to the original. Oh, he said, Mr. Pragmatic said, I saw you on that live, and I saw the incident. You did not snap. You refused to be bullied and stood your ground. You actually brought sanity back to the conversation. Yeah, because it was going everywhere. Like, it was like, oh, no, go here, go here. Like, nah, bro. Stop this. This guy did not do that, and I don't want to have a conversation. Okay? Dude, look, man, I'm not going to read that, bro. But for real, dog, seriously, man, y'all overselling it, brother. Oh, you got to stop. You got to stop. You got to stop. Like, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, whoa, what is wrong with this? Like, you got to understand the situation is bad if the truth is worse than the lie. That is out of the frying pan into the fire. That's like, dude, it would be better to say I made it up. Yeah, I was exaggerating because I was trying to mislead you a little bit, but it's really true. But then you get okay. But God, that? Hey, Go said, phenomenal most. Hey, thank you, brother. One of the most logical guys in this app, dude. It's logic is logic, bro. Logic is logic, bro. You think I'm telling you, man. But we only talking about that on that stuff with BLK Prime. Because if I was somebody in the position, a major fighter to fight with BLK Prime, and I'm sharing and I'm confiding in you information. I'm confiding it in you. And you make it readily. Or if I'm the guy that lets you know that and you threw me under the bus like that. I mean, God dog, that is literally taking Terence Crawford and throwing him underneath a Mack truck. If it's true, because now we know that Bud was negotiating in bad faith. We know it. Watch this. We know it. We know he was negotiating in bad faith now. Anyway, Smoothie King, right back at you. Let's change subject, bro. Bud fan in the house, that's what's up. Oh, upper echelon, I'm sorry, man. I hope you get out of the hospital soon, brother. He said, hopefully I get out of the hospital today. Been here a week. Oh, I'm sorry, upper echelon. Man, I hope you get out soon and well and never has to come back, brother. And that you never have to go back. I wish you nothing but health and wealth, brother. Nothing but health and wealth, brother. My prayers to you and your family, my brother. Yes, sir. Anyway, that we got off that subject for a second, man. It is what it is, bro. It was kind of silly, but it is what it is. I just didn't want manager Marty to be labeled like that, man, because honestly, man, the guy's got good stuff, man. You know what I mean? He does good stuff. I'll do a pause on that. He does well. Hey, what's going on, man? Man, Donald the now 67-year-old old G Grant says salute for nine. The mind. Oh, hold on one second. Oops, God dog it. I hate when I do this. Hold on one second. I got to do one thing. Give me 1 second. Bud can't play Oscar. He just plays the fan of the sport. Look, he's dealing with somebody who will play him. I would tell you, I would deal with Al Heyman in a minute, brother. I would deal with him in a minute. Primarily because, dog, he doesn't seem like he plays a lot of games, man. You know what I mean? Not really sure if he ducked, but hopefully he still tries to pursue Spence. That man ducked like that dude ducked the quack all day, bro. There ain't no way out of that. That is the number one duck. He's definitely, dog, come on, man. We got to stop it. Man, stop it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so clear that the man ducked, bro. But if you don't want it, even Jeffrey Brooks didn't show up today. That's how bad the duck is. I thought I could bait Jeffrey Brooks into defending him. Jeffrey Brooks ain't even here. Hey, Jeffrey Brooks, I know you're here. Don't act like you ain't here, bro. Don't act like you ain't here, Jeffrey Brooks. I didn't see you yesterday. I didn't see you today. Jeffrey Brooks is the most diehard Terence Crawford fan ever. And Jeffrey Brooks is here every day. And Jeffrey Brooks has not said a word all day. All day. So anybody that knows this channel knows that it is an absolute positive wrap. Go said Al been around for years. He has worked with everybody. There isn't a promoter he hasn't had dealings with. Last I checked, fighters were naming their kids after Al, but he a fraud. I mean, he's a fraud by people that have been caught frauding. Like, cats, oh, they waiting on talking points? Hey, how you go? Hey, they can't talking point their way out of this. Just don't say my name. I'm not playing the short game debate, bro. I'm going to debate you over the course of a year. I like those type of debates. I like the let's talk about it as events unfold type of debate. You know, like a year-long one. I like the long-term debates, brother. I like to do it. I like to take my time with it and watch you over time fall apart, because I promise you, y'all are falling apart. Last time I checked, a unified champ trumps mandatory. Why fight Thurman instead of Bud? Because he ducked. Unification does trump a mandatory. But when your mandatory, when the unification fight falls through because the guy you were trying to unify with says no, you have to fight. He went through an entire negotiation for a unification. And then Terence Crawford said no, so he had to fight his mandatory. You're right. It trumps it, but guess what? Errol Spence doesn't have a unification fight to make because Bud said no. That's why Bud fought David Avanesyan. And that wasn't even a mandatory. That was a voluntary. Right? If what you said was true, unifications trump voluntaries too. But Bud took a voluntary. Paul Oz said, you missed my super chat. Z-Side Bud starring in a new season of Duck Dynasty. Gotcha, brother. Much love in that super chat. Hold on 1 second, man. Hold on 1 second, bro. There you go. All right. Anyone have a link to that live? Hey, man, anybody? Look, bro. Look, man, you gotta excuse me for yelling so much in that particular thing, bro. I hate to see myself yell. I really do. But it was kind of like I have to remind myself, nah, bro, I had to, because you were trying to keep me from talking. You were basically trying to filibuster me, brother, and I can't. I'm not gonna let you do that, bro. You're not gonna be able to do that over here. Not gonna happen. But anyway, like I said, CP, it's on everybody's channel. The one where CP is everything boxing. Okay, man. For now, I needed to call out that. Oh, it is what it thing. Look, bro, it is what it is, man. I wasn't calling out anybody. I was defending manager Marty because that's not true. And I don't want y'all pulling that on me next. I'm going to be very clear. I killed my voice. Yeah, I did. I'm still healing. Still healing. Look, man, I don't want y'all pulling that on me. People have been doing, you got to understand, people have been doing that for years. They basically will accuse somebody of you try to make it as somebody that somebody's out to get you. It's an ad hominem attack with a false accusation. Ad hominems it's a cheap debating tactic. Like when you say, I don't know who you are, you're a nobody, you're a stan, you're a goofy, no, you don't know anybody. You know what I mean? All that stuff. You're just attacking the person. It has nothing to do with whether or not what the person said is true or not. So then when you jump out there and you accuse somebody of doing something they could not possibly do, that's completely unverifiable, but then you screw up because it is verifiable that he didn't do it. It's not verifiable that he actually did it, but it is highly, highly verifiable that he didn't do it. Highly, he has an alibi. It's called an alibi. It's called a rock solid alibi. You cannot flag someone on YouTube for defamation. You can't do it. Doesn't matter if you get special privileges to see it. You can't do it. So the very action, the thing that you accuse him of, he can't do. It's not possible because YouTube doesn't allow you to do it. So how could he do something that YouTube says you can't do? He can't. So anything else you say is, who cares? Doesn't matter that if he had done it, you could see it. Even if that's true, doesn't matter because he couldn't do that. Then what are you going to say? Oh, well, it really wasn't slander. I made a mistake. He did it with something else. But now your credibility is shot because you accused him of saying you slandered him. When you know damn well he didn't. He couldn't have done it. He just couldn't have done it. He couldn't have done it. He couldn't have done it. Period. He couldn't have done it. Period. There is no debate about it. You just can't do it. But anyway, let's get back to on boxing, brother. Hey, what's going on down on the OG? Down on the now 67-year-old OG. He said, mentioned on channels before COVID that Terence Crawford wouldn't fight Errol or any type fighters. He's not built like that. Made lots of money based on where he lived. Nothing wrong with that. Security. Yeah, that's fine. If he doesn't want to take the risk because he's made a lot of money and all that's going. Powerhouse Watson, if you dispute it, you can see who did it. That is not true. You can't dispute a flag. You can't even dispute a flag. You can't dispute a flag. You can dispute a copyright infringement. And guess what? It works the opposite way. When you flag somebody for a copyright, everybody can see who made the copyright claim. When you dispute it, the person that claimed it gets your information. It is literally the exact opposite. Stop lying. Please don't bring me up anything more. Please leave me alone, bro. If you get a copyright infringement, you're notified. If you claim copyright, that the person that you're claiming copyright on gets to see who made the claim. If you dispute the copyright violation, they get to see who you are. You do not get to dispute flags. Flags are studied and verified by YouTube. YouTube doesn't even tell you that you have been flagged. There is no prompt on YouTube analytics for getting flagged for anything. Nothing. Leave me alone, bro. It is just not true. It's not true. I have had a bunch of YouTube on my channels. I guarantee you that people flag my videos. I dared you guys to go flag my videos. I bet you money. Go flag my videos. I'll pay you $1,000 if you can flag my video for defamation. You can't do it. You can't do it. And I definitely will tell you, I will bet you $1,000 that I can flag any old video that you want for anything. And I will do it. I will give you the name of 5 channels and I'm only going to flag you on one of them. I will bet you $1,000 you cannot tell me what video that I flagged and what the name of the channel was that I flagged you with. I bet you cannot do that. I bet you $1,000 that you can't do that. I will give a neutral observer the information. I will even do a screenshot and record me doing it. And then when you say you know it, I will say, okay, what video and what was the name of the channel? You will not take that bet because you can't do it. and I'll give you a month. Well, you know, it didn't come through yet. Nah, brother. Minor Dramarties y'all got in a day. So I'll give you a whole week to tell me what channel and what video that I flagged. And I will give you a 6-month period of videos. It's some time of a video that you made in 2020, 2021. Well, you know, it's old videos. They don't let you know because it's an old video. Any type of BS about to pour out the pie hole. Ultraman said, I can't support Bud anymore. He's just a duck. I saw you on EBT's channel and I salute you. Thank you, Ultraman. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the support, bro. Hey, says, save your voice. These people are idiots. What do you think about Canelo versus Berlanga? That Berlanga's going to get murdered. It's not even worth fighting, bro. It's not worth the fight, bro. It's not worth the fight. It's absolutely positively not worth the fight. And if you were to take that fight, it's ridiculous. And like I told you, it was Bob Arum that did not believe in Berlanga that let Berlanga go. Because he said he wants to move at a pace that I'm not comfortable with him moving at. You know? So I don't think anything, bro. Why is No Name BV, who is No Name BV, wanting to boycott the EJ one-time fight, but supporting the Golden Boy legacy? I don't know who BV is, and why is No Name BV wanting to boycott the EJ fight and supporting the Bud Golden Boy fight? I have no idea why anybody would do that. I don't know. It don't make any sense to me. Because I'm not doing it. You tell me why anybody would watch that fight, but not what? Why would anybody boycott the Errol Spence Jr.? But yeah, No Name. They're not knowing. I don't know. You'd have to ask them. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to watch Errol Spence Jr. fight Keith Thurman. Why wouldn't I want to watch that fight? Why wouldn't I want to watch that fight? Hey, man, everybody got to pay bills. Hey, why wouldn't I want to watch that fight? I'm watching that fight. That makes no sense to me. You didn't get the Errol Spence Terence Crawford fight, didn't happen. Why am I going to punish Errol Spence Jr. for Terence Crawford, for him not being able to get a fight with Terence Crawford? He called it the easy route. What's easy about Keith Thurman? It's the only route. It's not the easy route. It's the only route. Look, man, like I said, man, I don't want to beef with YouTube channels. Y'all can think what you want to think. Ain't nobody going to boycott it. What? As soon as they start promoting that fight and people start talking about that fight, people are going to buy that fight. Fanon, your fight in Texas, February 11th. Oh, yeah, I'm going to be there. Shushu said, Spence and Thurman is better than any of the next 2 fights Bud has had. It's better than any of the last 5 fights that Bud has had. It is a better fight than Bud has ever had. Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman is a better fight than Bud Crawford has ever had in his entire career. Tell me one that's better. It's a better fight than Bud has ever had. Ever. Without a doubt. I mean, and it's not even close. What fight has Bud ever had that is as good as Errol Spence and Keith Thurman? What? I don't know about that because I think Errol's fight with Errol's championship fight with Kell Brook was about the same. Right? That was a good fight. But look, man, there is no better fight for Errol Spence Jr. right now than Keith Thurman. And I'm definitely better than him fighting Rocha. Come on, man. You don't believe that. They don't believe that. I'm going to tell you they don't believe it. That's why I don't go on channels, man. You know what I'm saying? That's, y'all tell me, dude, I'm telling you, I do not make appearances on channels for a reason. I don't want to do that, man. Like, you got to say what you got to say, and I appreciate your opinion and all that. But look, man, like I don't want to be in a situation where I got to sit there and explain ridiculousness that the person is saying it doesn't believe. Chicken Talk, what's going on, brother? He said, making a fight with Porter, Danny, Mikey, Thurman, Ugas is easier than making a fight with Bud. The easy route meant fights that could easily be made, not wasting 6 months of everybody's time. I mean, look, Chicken Talk, that is apparent. That is very, very obvious. It is also, he could have said, the only route to undisputed. It's the only route. It's the only route. If I sit around and try to fight you, you ain't going to fight me. Like, why would I sit there and wait and hold up everything to try to get a fight negotiating with Bob Arum that Bob Arum doesn't want? But I mean, the words work for him. But see, that's why Errol doesn't say anything anymore. Have you noticed how Errol Spence Jr. really doesn't speak nearly as much as he did during that time? Roach. I don't know. What is his name? Freddie Roach? Whatever he's doing, man, this is the deal. Crawford believed he could beat Spence before his accident. Spence is a changed man after the accident. Crawford witnessed the Spence-Ugas fight, and that started his duck. I'm telling you, it wasn't the Ugas fight, brother. It was the Danny Garcia fight. It was the Danny Garcia fight. He didn't even go to the Ugas fight. Okay? Let me break it to you. It was not. If any fight scared him off, it was the Danny Garcia fight. It wasn't the Ugas fight. Because Terence Crawford was ringside for the Errol Spence Jr. versus Danny Garcia fight. And I watched his face the entire time in person. In person. This is first person. And when manager Marty said he saw the same thing, it's verified by two people who are both there sitting looking at Terence Crawford when Terence Crawford was watching that fight. And I'm telling you, his face was stone cold the entire fight. And when he got up out of that fight and walked away, that man looked like this. There was no arrogance. There was no, that man was stone cold silent the entire fight, evaluating that fight from ringside. And I'm telling you, from ringside, Danny Garcia got outboxed. Danny Garcia got outboxed. And Danny Garcia's counterpunching did not work. And Danny Garcia is one of the best counterpunchers in boxing. Remember, Danny Garcia is one of the best counterpunchers in boxing. He like Terence Crawford, is primarily a counterpuncher. And Errol Spence Jr., he was not able to counterpunch Errol Spence Jr. Also, somebody else that is an excellent counterpuncher, your Danny's Ugas. And your Danny's Ugas was not successfully able to counterpunch over the course of the fight Errol Spence Jr. Counterpunching Errol Spence Jr. gets you hit while you're doing it, before you do it, and while you're doing it. I'm telling you, the biggest problem that Terence Crawford has with Errol Spence is Errol Spence's ability to deal with counterpunchers. Just like Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia is a counterpuncher. He will take the lead, but he's also a counter puncher. Hey, oh, my man, Chase Chaos, Chasing Chaos said, just some support. Can't send the super chat. Thank you, brother, for that support, brother. Man, thank you so much for your support in the Cash App, bro. How did EJ look after he TKO'd Porter? He looked pissed off that Porter threw in the towel. That's what he looked like. Not only that, he told you what he was thinking. He said, shh, you telling too much, Fanon. They're experts. I'm telling you, he doesn't like that counterpunching. It's number one, it's very hard to counterpunch him. Because if you counterpunch him and he slips your counter, he's countering the counter. But that's okay. You don't have to worry about it because guess what happened? Can anybody tell me what happened to that fight? Spence makes you put your hands in your pocket. You're going to fight like this. You're going to fight like this. Them hands are coming up. Them hands are coming up. But don't worry about it. Oh, CP in the building. Thank you, CP, for the support. Much love, and thank you to, let me tell you, man, thank you to everybody that supports in the super chat, and thank you to everybody that supports in the Cash App. Thank you to the 500 to 700 people that come every day and chop it up with me about this boxing. And do not act like, you know, we're a media depot. You know what I'm saying? This ain't a media depot. It's not a media depot. I'm not aspiring to be the mouthpiece of anybody. You got to stop throwing punches when Spence hits you with that ish. Pretty much, and he's going to keep throwing punches. But like I said, I don't have to wonder because Terence Crawford turned the fight down. He said he was never going to fight him, and he turned the fight down. So I don't have an idea. I mean, that's what it is. This ain't PR.com, bro. This ain't PR.com. Oh, Powerhouse Watson said you missed 2 super chats. Oh, man, I need them too. Oh, yes, Powerhouse Watson said, is there any proof Thurman and Spence is even next? Dude, they haven't announced a fight. The only thing is that they're both quiet. So there's good reason to believe that it's happening, but it's not a guaranteed thing, bro. Ultraman in the building said, I cannot support Bud anymore. He's just a duck. I saw you on ETB's channel and salute you. Thank you, brother. Oh, can I tell you? I'm not going to tell you something else, though. But, dude, the lack of creativity. I didn't realize that some people were no different than counterpunch boxing. And I'm going to say counterpunch boxing. Because counterpunch boxing, don't mean to disrespect you, but you always listen. Don't do anything. Some of these guys, I shouldn't have said his name, don't do anything but take what other people say and do response videos. It is literally the cheapest type of content that you can do. Response videos. It's the cheapest type of stuff that you can do. It's the easiest, because I'm telling you, you don't have to do any work to watch somebody's video and disagree with it on your channel. It takes no work whatsoever. That is not hard work. That is easy work. If all I did is go to your channel and listen to your video and then argue with it, you don't have to do any research. You don't have to break out any news. You don't have to do anything but come up with a title and a thumbnail. Nothing. That is not hard work. That is easy work. It is easy work. Whatever, I don't care what his name is, bro. All I'm telling you is that's not difficult work. That's easy work. I'm telling you, when people say I work hard, do you know what the hard work is? The hard work is listening, is my voice by talking to you guys for 3 hours every day. That's it. It's not doing a video. That's not hard work. It's just consistent work. It don't take that long. It takes about 20 minutes, like 20 minutes per video. Boom, you've done it in an hour. That's not hard work. Hard work is trying to figure out what's going on in boxing, keeping a track with it and all that. If all I do is go take BFTB's video and argue about argue and take what BFTB says and then argue with what BFTB says, that's not hard work. BFTB's doing all the work. BFTB is doing all the work. And I'm just piggybacking off his work. That's not hard work. He said that's why you have more fouls for 9. I recognize your grind. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate all y'all appreciating me, man. I don't know what his name is, bro. I mean, I know what his name is, and God bless you, or whatever, but whatever with the dude. You know what I mean? He's being able to talk and keep people's attention for 3 hours is hard work. Yeah, that's it. That's the hard work. That's the hard work. That to be able to be somewhat entertaining, chop it up, crack some jokes, give somebody something they can actually use in their life. You know what I mean? Hey, dog, I'm a champion, man. I fought everybody. Bud showing his belt. Hey, man, Bud, what Bud is, bro. One of the last channels left with principles. Much love, I Rise. Much love, I Rise. Man, where did that go? Oh, there you go. Right in my face. Much love in that super chat, brother. One of the last channels left with some principles. It's getting weird out here. Keep walking the straight path for now. Salute. I'm gonna, brother, because the straight path is the easiest one, not the easy route. Cats got hung up on that easy route. That easy route is easy for a reason. You remember I'm telling you, man, that easy route is easy for a reason. It's easy for a reason. Easy for a reason. Easy to get on, real hard to get off. Merch is dumb because that's not for me. My dad said he went to school to learn not how not to work. If you sitting at a computer, it ain't hard work like digging ditches. Oh my God, no, it ain't. It ain't hard work, bro. It ain't hard like that's hard work. That's hard work. Easy route, I'm telling you, that easy route. But now let me tell you something. Bud didn't take the easy route. Bud took a hard route to get where he is, and he had to perform, right? He's in there fighting. He had to work. He had to do his thing. But it ended, but he's not going to get to the promised land. He's not going to get to the promised land unless he is very wise with his money. He's not going to get to be worth $50 million. You know what I mean? He's not going to be worth $50 million. He's not going to be worth $100 million. He's not going to get to the George Foreman. You know what I mean? He's not going to get to the Ali land. He's not going to get to the Gervonta Davis. He's not going to get to where Gervonta Davis is. He's not going to get there because in order to do that, he's got to fight Errol, and that's right there for him, and he decided he didn't want to do it. He decided that he wanted to be where he is, and that's a choice you make. You know what I mean? Some people say, hey, man, I've made a couple movies. I don't want to be a movie star anymore. I want to spend time with my family. I don't like what it's doing with my life. You know what I mean? So you say, okay, some people say, hey, I could be a partner in a law firm, but I don't want to do what it takes to be a partner in a law firm. I want to spend a little time with my kids, a little time. I don't want to work 18-hour days and basically need a bed in my office, and have no life whatsoever so that I can continue to churn out this money so I can be a partner. And maybe when I'm 70 years old, I can chill and make and have all this money Some people make, nah, man, I want to spend my time with my kids. Yeah, I don't know what his goals are. That's what I'm telling you. I swear, bro, that's what I mean. I don't know what his goals are. Don't know what his goals are. Oh, I hate it or love it TV said I can't refresh the super chat for some reason. Hey, no worries, brother. That's all right. Don't worry about that, brother. I appreciate your support, hate it or love it, man, because you a guy that disagrees with me on often, but you still come by the channel, hate it or love it. Thank you, brother. Or is that my guy? No, that's my other guy. I confused you with this other dude, but still a good dude. You know what I mean? But no, I swear, bro, I don't know what his intentions are. I don't. And with that, I agree 100% with that. I don't. Nah, Crawford said, nah, I want to keep my eye socket intact. Much love in that super chat, brother. Dang. My wife always tells me, if you don't want to lose something, always put it in the same place. Much love in that super chat, bro. Yeah, it is what it is, brother. It is what it is, man. Thank you for that support, brother. Man, the comments just went away. What happened to the comments, man? What happened to the comments, man? So yeah, man. Like, I ain't trying to hate on nobody, man, but seriously, I'm not a depot for public. I'm not a public relations depot. Okay? I'm not a public relations depot. And that's what a lot of this stuff is going on, man, because people recognize that YouTube is the way most of people are forming their opinions about boxing through things that are taking place on YouTube. Twitter is interesting too. Can't lie, dude. Twitter is where that Twitter is the inside, is the boxing, is the inside source. Twitter is the inside source. That's where, one-on-one, it's the wild, wild west over there on Twitter, where anybody can talk to anybody one-on-one and hear everybody one-on-one. But, and you'll actually get information and real news will break on Twitter, So I got a lot of appreciation for Twitter. And that's why I love it, because that's the place where I'll debate somebody. I will have no problem frying you on Twitter. None. And I will not relent on you on Twitter, just so you know. If you think you can just slip in there and say something crazy and I'm not going to fry you to the end of the day, I'm going to go back and forth with you till you are fried. But YouTube, hey, Fanon, it's not letting me super chat. I don't know why. It let me early, but I don't know what's going on. Hey, refresh your channel. Just refresh the channel, brother. Refresh the channel. Refresh the channel. But look, brother, I appreciate you. But just put it in the chat, man. Put it in the chat, brother. You're here every day, bro. You are definitely a sponsor of the channel. You're here every day. Just go ahead and put what you want to say, and I'm going to make sure I read the very next thing. And again, thank you to everybody that supports in the chat. Thank you to everybody that supports in the super chat. I see Coward Crawford, best cheerleader in the building. Shout out to Zenith. You be rooting for a dastardly dude. What are you talking about? Zenith 360 don't be riding with Crawford's cheerleader. Don't cheerlead for Crawford. Zenith 360? Really? I don't know. I think that Zenith 360 and Kamal Oz pretty much are the last things y'all want to talk to. Like they bring the heat. Oh my God. Hey, look, first of all, Zenith 360 brings the heat. And Kamal Oz is like hey dog, he like the Rain Man of this. That man is like the Rain Man of the heat, bro. Dude, that man has more smoke per syllable than any. Hey man, I ain't gonna lie. Zenith, Kamal Oz got more smoke per syllable than anybody on YouTube. Oh, we never disagree. Oh, that's what's up. Who is that has that I always think there's somebody else that actually, man, his avatar might look like you, man. He said, that's right, bro. He whooped Ndungo. Who's done that? Oh, well, He got that flash in the pan food. He got that flash. Hey, bro, he got some flash in the pan food for real. He got that flash in the pan money for sure, bro. Though, hey, has Errol ever got any flash in the pan money? Like Buzz got some flash. He got that Ndungo flash in the pan. He got some flash in the pan. He got a flash in the pan with Horn. Did he get any other flash in the pan money? Anybody else? It was a straight flash in the pan. Jeff Horn and Ndungo. He got back-to-back flashes in the pans, bro. Ain't no doubt God loves Terence Crawford. And I am not being blasphemous. I'm telling you, God loves Terence Crawford, bro. Terence Crawford did something right. For real. Because, hey, them ducks, not them cherry picks, tin cans, and flash in the pans, man, them mugs be lining up like a mug. It's like he had a hard childhood and God said, that's enough. Young man, you have suffered enough. We are going to cakewalk you all the way to you 40 years old. And don't you worry. You ain't got to worry about Errol Spence. Just go on ahead and duck him. We're going to give you a bunch of people that are willing to overpay you for nothing. We're going to keep your path nice and shiny, brother. I don't know what he did in another life or early in this one that allowed that man the benefit of that much. Zenith in the building said Zenith the Bible. I mean, John Boy in the building said Zenith the Bible, and also Kamal. Yeah, they be killing you. Y'all don't want that smoke, bro. Yeah, you should get your news on. Everybody be like, breaking news on YouTube. They got it from Twitter. They got it from Twitter. You want to know where it comes from? Go to Twitter. You know what I mean? If you want to know where it came from, go ask Chicken Talk. Hey, Chicken Talk. Literally, I got to the point where I just asked people on Twitter, hey, where'd this come from? Cats will be like, yeah, there you go. Cats like, nah, that's BS. You know what I mean? Half of your inside sources are Twitter or tweets. Anyway, John Boy says, shout out family. Shout out John Boy. What's going on, brother? How you feeling, man? Did y'all hit the like button, man? I know y'all didn't hit that like button. Hey, man, hit that like button, man, because we bodying all kind of cats today. Keep my name out your mouth. And I don't mean because I'm going to fight you. I'm not going to fight you. I will fry you, though. I have no problem with it, brother. Trust you me. He talking about Blessing 365. OG got people mixed up. Oh, okay, that's what's up. Oh, no. I'm not talking about Blessing 365. I'm talking about somebody else. No, there's another guy. It's a guy. I know Blessing 365. That's Letitia Crawford. Letitia Crawford. I'm straight. I know who that is. That's Queen Letitia, who, by the way, ain't doing nothing but her job. Man, they did some right. I'm telling you. They did some right. Rise Podcast. Please go subscribe. Yes, sir. Go subscribe to the Rise Podcast. My inside source. For we ain't about to do that nonsense. And a kilo netter, he said, watch how fast Buzz signs with Golden Boy. Hey, bro, if he signs with Golden Boy, I'm trying to tell you right now, bro. Hey, Rise Podcast, my inside source, bro. I can be like, hey, man, Gervonta say that's BS. Gervonta's team say, you a hypocrite. Why can't we fight for money, but you can? We had belts. We don't want belts no more. You ain't got no belts. Yeah, we did. We had belts at 130 pounds. We have them. We had the WBI, the IBF, and we had the WBA twice. Those are major championship belts. We won 3 championship fights for major belts, one more than Devin Haney has. So how come Devin Haney gets 1 championship fight, beats 1 fighter for a championship, 1, and all of a sudden he gets to demand anything he wants? But we can make all kind of money. Everybody what he said, but you know, we gotta become your voluntary, bro. We gotta become your voluntary. I still have a hard time believing y'all going for this voluntary talk, bro. I still have a hard time believing that. I'm only here today to hear Fanon say, hold on, man, stop. Bro, they be trying to stop you, bro. God dog. Hey, man, when Coach Calvin jumped on the channel, I'll say the Boxing Voice. I ain't got no beef with the Boxing Voice. They can say whatever they want, nothing but respect for the Boxing Voice. But when he jumped on the Boxing Voice and it immediately became, hold on, man, stop. Hold on, man, stop. Wop, stop, but, oops, stop. That's wrong. Let me clarify. Stop. Let me ask you a question. Bop. The man literally cannot say 3 words in a dude, watch him. You are not able to say more than 5 words in a row before, hold up, man, I got to say something about that. Bro, timeout. Mute. I got to mute you, brother. Man, hey. Coach Calvin Ford say, hey, look, man, stop. I got to tell you about that. Hold on. Man, look, I said, stop. Hold on, man. But I'm not, stop. Bro, you do not, dude, you gotta let people speak, man. But hold on, man, stop. And then the moderators, they don't care. They cut the moderator off. Hey, blah. Could you imagine a presidential debate if somebody did that? Hold on, man, stop. And it'd be like, here's Hillary Clinton. Stop. Hold on, man, stop. Like, hold on, stop. Hey, Judge, hold up, Judge, stop. Hey, T. Orlando Pearson, what would happen if you jumped out there in the middle of somebody, the judge speaking? You're like, hold on, man, stop. Hold on, man. Oh, God, man, if they say stop, I swear if they say stop one more time, bro, I'm about to bust a gut, bro. If they try to stop this man from talking one more time, it's like, why would he even come on the channel if he's not allowed to speak? And like the moderator on the panel isn't saying it, is literally, dog. He said, you get out of court. Nah, bro, seriously, man. I'm not a litigator. So basically what you say is objection. But you can't tell the other attorney, stop talking. You can cause for speculation. Now, I wouldn't mind that. Cause for speculation. I wouldn't mind those things. Hey, man, asked and answered. I've already answered. They've already answered this question, Judge. He keeps asking the same question. Asked and answered. Calls for hearsay. I like that stuff because that means you're not just telling them to shut up. You're just saying, look, they're breaking a rule. Okay? They're just saying, hold up, man, stop, and trying to keep you from saying a word so that you can never get a coherent point out. And they win because they're not being coherent. And you're not being coherent. So you just have to wonder, well, who did I like the most? Well, I don't know. I guess I agree with whoever I agreed with walking in is going to be the person that I agree with walking out. Like you're literally trying to play for a draw. Man, get out, man, on my face, bro. Says stop, rolling down, open up, stop, whoosh, ooh. like, man, will you please? No, I'm not going to answer your question, brother. I'm not going to answer your question. No, I'm not going to answer your question. I'm not interested in your question. I know I'm not interested in you trying to change the subject. I'm not interested in any of that, bro. You're going to have to stop. All right. I'm telling you to stop saying stop. No, you stop saying stop. No, you stop saying stop. No, you stop saying stop. You stop stopping. I'll stop stopping. You stop stopping. No, I'll stop and stop. Man, y'all got to go away, bro, with all of that. Anyway, man, whoo-wee. I got to go. Oh, John Boy said, Spence just connected about aging a fighter out, mentioning father time, defeating everyone. He bet $10. Oh. Dog. Bud fans admit they duck. Just look at the title today. Oh, dude, a bunch of Bud fans came off of it. A bunch of them came off it before, and now even more came off of it now because they're sick of making arguments that don't make sense. Okay? They realize they can't do it anymore. So at this point in time, it's just over with. But let's do this one. Spence just commented about aging a fighter out, mentioning father time, being undefeated. Explain. Sure, Arthur Bailey. I will explain. He bet $10 that Arthur Beterbiev, who is 38 years old, would lose to Anthony Yard and said father time beats everyone. He didn't say anything about aging a fighter out. That is something you pulled out of your backside. Dude, if this is you, that's taking anything that anybody says and trying to make it fit what you're saying. Errol Spence Jr. bet $10 that Beterbiev, who is 38 years old, would lose to a young Anthony Yard. He never said anything about aging a fighter out. All he said was the truth, that age father time wins because Beterbiev is 38 years old, and I do believe that Anthony Yard is in his 20s. Arthur Bailey, the same thing is going to happen to him depending on father time. Ha, ha, ha. Arthur Bailey, that's not funny. Number one, that's not funny. Number two, you thought you were being cute and thought, how can you explain your way out of that? He said it the day that a 38-year-old fighter that he bet $10, he bet $100 on, that he bet $100 on because he said he lost $100. Now, let me tell you what that is to Errol Spence Jr. betting $100,000. When he bet Ryan Garcia $25,000 that Tank was going to knock out. He bet this the same guy that bet $25,000 right away like it was nothing against Ryan Garcia that Tank was not going to beat Rolly Romero. He's like, I bet you $25,000. Errol said, okay, no worries. Here you go. Didn't he? So why would he only bet $100 on Anthony Yard? Because that man knew dang well that man wasn't about to win that fight, bro. Hey, that man knew. That man was supporting this guy by saying, look, man, I put my money on you. Like I'm telling you now, anybody here, I can allow anybody want to save face against me. I bet you $1,000. Nah, he didn't bet $10K. He said he would bet. Man, y'all got to remember what he says, man. You got to keep track. He said he would bet 10K that Tony Harrison would beat Tim Tszyu. He would bet 10K that Tony Harrison would beat Tim Tszyu. He bet $100. $100. He said, I lost 100. He bet $100. What are the odds on $100? And the odds were crazy. So he bet $100 to make like, I don't know, he probably would have made like 10 million or something off that. He probably would have made like, with the odds, he probably would have made $10 million, bro. He probably would have made $10 million. When you dissecting tweets, you download. Look, bro, I'm just telling you what he said. I'm telling you what the man said. He said father time. He didn't say anything about aging anybody out. Like, where did that come from? He said he was ducking Terence Crawford. Like, you took him saying father time will win. Dude, he could have been talking about Keith Thurman because Keith Thurman is the same age as Terence Crawford. And he's supposed to be fighting Keith Thurman. How do you know he wasn't talking about Keith Thurman? Y'all will make anything fit what you want to do. You will make anything anybody says fit exactly what you thought ahead of time. Man, please, bro. I told you Errol Spence Jr. bet on Anthony Yarde to beat Beterbiev. And I'm going to tell you, I would tell Errol Spence Jr. to his face, bro, I'll take that bet. I will bet you $1,000. I'll bet you $1,000. I'll bet you $1,000 that Beterbiev beats Anthony Yarde. I'll take that bet. I would have taken that bet. If you just a simple bet, if I win, I get 1,000. If you win, you get 1,000. And no worries, I'll drive to Dallas and pay, and I won't even have to see you. I will drive it. And you can have Derek James stick his hand outside the door of world-class boxing. And I'll put it in his hand and he can deliver it to you. Just like I will bet anybody $1,000 on my bet about whether or not you can flag somebody for defamation and know it. I will bet you $1,000 that you cannot do it. Does anybody want to take my bet? I will pay you $1,000. All you got to do is pay me $100 now. And I know you're listening. I know you're listening. I will bet $1,000 to anybody that if you tell me, and I'm going to tell you what video I'm flagging. I'm going to say if you there's a video that I flagged on your channel. I flagged one. Only thing I'm going to guarantee is it's not been done within the last 2 weeks because I don't want to cost you any money. You ain't making no money off of videos that were done 4 months ago, okay? Very little money coming off any one in particular one of those. And since you're about to make $1,000, it's worth your while. So I will bet you $1,000 that I can name that I off of a mystery channel, because I will make up a whole new channel. Trust me, it's easy. You just go to Google and do it. And I will flag your video for defamation. If you tell me the name of the channel and the video that I did it to, I'll pay you $1,000. If you can't do it within a week, you owe me $1,000. And I want my $1,000 in a series of super chats. $400 super chat a day for 2 days and a $200 super chat the last day. So everybody sees that you had to pay me that money. You want to make that bet? Do you want to make that bet? Tell any and everybody heard that. Anybody who want to hear that bet, I made that bet. All you got to do is take me up on that bet. And you can prove I'm wrong. And get $1,000 in a $400 super chat. The next day, another $400 super chat. And the next day, another a $200 super chat. I will do that 3 days in a row. If you willing to take that bet. David Williams says, Fanon, I don't want to lose my money. I say that for the Spence fight. Ain't nobody going to take that bet. Nobody going to take that bet. No, and I know y'all heard it. I know you heard it. I know y'all heard it. I know y'all heard it. So please leave me alone, bro. He said, nah, that's a come up for Fanon. But Thurman was minus 1,200. He would have taken, I would have took that two to get 1,000. Oh, yeah. But that just tells you what he's worth losing. And for $100, it ain't nothing. Does anybody want that bet? Does anybody want that bet? You're not blocked. It's right there. You're not blocked. None of y'all blocked. You're not blocked. Does anybody want to take that bet? Shout out Fanon for putting that in overtime today. Smash the like button. Thank you, MO21. Yes, sir. He said, what's your prediction for Zoo Harrison? I got, man, mine is close fight. Close fight. High potential for a robbery. My position is I'll take Tony Harrison to win the fight. But I will take a robbery. But I'm going to keep my money in my pocket. I'm going to take my money. I'm going to take my money in. That would have been the best argument that I didn't really mean flagged. I mean copyright violation. How can he copyright violation? He got you for a copyright violation. Anyway, there's just no, seriously. The best thing would have just been not to say anything and keep it moving. But by listening to these Bud fans' excuses, they may try. No, they will not, Mo. Pressure. No, they will not. Dog, they will not try that. They will not try that, bro. They will not try that. They will not try that because they know it's a loss of $1,000. No way. They're like, it's just because they know that's not true. They know that you can't do it. Let me tell you why nobody will take me up on that bet. Because that's like me betting you that you can jump to the moon. I will bet you, if I had $1 million, I would bet you can't jump to the moon. I'll make a full-time living off that bet. Line them up. Who wants to bet me $1,000 they can't jump to the moon? That's easy. You know what I'm saying? Who wants to bet me that they can't, that they cannot beat? They cannot. I mean, it just can't happen. But look, I got to get out of here, man. I got to get out of here. Much love to everybody in the chat, everybody in the super chat. And with that, I'm out. DeSecchi's, baby boys and ladies. Holler at you.